You
then
think it
video I
was
saw
fireworks
was like
factory?
That's
fireworks.
big for a fireworks
Fireworks.
factory, dude.
The one video I saw was like some
Fireworks
dude in
don't
his
melt steel
apartment.
beams.
Fire. Bro, it was crazy though. Like
Yeah.
that's real life. This shit, like you said, it actually happened. This actually happened.
Oh my god.
There's so many different
We need to make a
videos.
T-shirt that says that fireworks don't melt steel beams.
Dude, I
That's
didn't do
gonna
any
be like
research.
one of the like our first T-shirts we made.
I didn't do any research into it. Is that what they're saying? It's a firework factory?
They said it was
That's
a
what
firework. Yeah.
The Sun News is saying it was a fireworks incident.
See,
That
in
is
my-
an
here's my
absolute.
thought.
That was a Kamehameha level explosion to be
Goku
fucking
fighting in there.
fireworks, dude.
Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to episode 5 of the Squad Pod podcast. We have a new announcement. We are on Spotify as of a couple days ago. All the episodes will be up there right after they release. Check out the clips, and also we got Squad Pod Sports coming up here in the next day or so.
Yes.
So be on the lookout for that every week now. We're going to be talking about everything sports. So expect the
That's
sports
where-
talk to kind of go down a little bit on this podcast.
Right.
I'll still
So
be here,
because-
but yeah.
Yeah, I
Definitely
mean, we
expect
talk
it, yeah.
about a lot of sports, but I mean, I know Evan's not like, he doesn't follow it as closely as us. So
I'm
like,
getting there.
yeah,
Getting there.
definitely. But I mean, we don't want to take it like, have it take up most of this podcast. So we kind of moved it to its own show. Anyway, what do you want to talk about first, guys?
Yeah, I didn't even think about like what do you
Sports?
want to lead into.
Anybody want to talk about sports first?
Sports?
I'm gonna get it out of your
Say sports?
system here. I mean, I had a few. I think mine were both gaming related. Alex, yours is like, I have
I'm
no clue what you
interested.
mean. Let's just
Yeah.
start with
Interested.
Alex.
What's your
I have
thought
no
process
clue what
here,
you mean.
Alex?
All right, so I read an article. It was published in like February 2020. That there are people in the world that do not have an inner monologue, and like not just a few people, like a lot of people. And I was just wondering if anybody in this group doesn't have like a voice in your head that talks. Like, do you talk to yourself?
Yeah.
Like, I
And-
could definitely
Like, and if you
have inner
don't,
thoughts.
yeah, like if you
Mhm.
don't, like, how weird do you think that would be to like go through life and not like
I can't even
inner
imagine
monologue
it.
to yourself?
It's so
Apparently,
weird,
there's a
but, like-
lot of people.
Well, okay. So like this is something that people always talk about, like deaf people. Like obviously deaf people think about like
Oh,
people that
yeah.
are born deaf. Obviously if you were deaf, later in life. But I mean, and none of us are deaf, so we don't really have any insight on this. But I mean, so
True.
obviously like they think
That's
and they
interesting.
have like their like they follow the same chain, like the thought chain, but like
I don't think in words like we do.
yeah, when I
Yeah.
do something, it's in my head. Like I'm talking to myself, like do this, do that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Same, I guess same concept. But there's like, I don't know. I was reading this article, just like completely bewildered. Like, how can that possibly even be that somebody could get through life without like
Yeah.
talking to
Isn't
themselves?
that just thinking? Like, there's people that
Right.
I know there's people that don't think.
I mean,
But
I mean,
like,
it's more than
how did they
thinking,
study
though.
this?
Like, do you talk to an inner, like I talk to somebody in my head. Like I have like when I'm having like an interaction or I'm alone, like I'm like, oh, I need to go get a beer, and there's like a conversation with nobody going on in my head, like
yeah,
I can
I
get
don't know
that.
if everybody does that, but I definitely do it.
yeah.
Well, they say like you're crazy if you like. What do they say? Like if you talk to yourself, that's fine, but if you answer, you're crazy. But
Yeah.
I don't think that. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. I answer myself.
Yeah, I talk to
I don't
myself
think that
sometimes.
either, man. Yeah,
Oh
I
man,
actually,
I'm
It's
love,
reassuring.
it's
I'm
re-
crazy.
yeah.
I'm
Crazy like a
crazy.
I love being alone in my own head, man. Like if left to my own demise, I won't say a word for hours and hours and hours. And eventually when I hear a noise, like my self-talk, I'm like, oh, like I like startle myself because I'm like, I haven't spoke in hours.
Especially when I get like real into video games or something like, or like
Oh,
a movie.
yeah.
If I'm doing something, if I have these headphones on, if I'm not talking for a while, you hear something that's
Zone.
makes you take them off. What was that? I haven't
But, like,
heard a
even-
sound.
Even in my head, I say, "What was that?" Like
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
want to say it out
yeah.
loud, but I'm like,
Yeah.
but it just
Do it.
doesn't come out as words. Yeah, that's really weird that people don't actually have that. Like the only situation I can think of is someone that was born deaf. That's the
Yeah.
Or
only way
blind.
I could think of.
Because
I wonder blind too. Like when I think, you obviously think in pictures. Like
Yeah.
what do they think of? You know, like
Mhm.
because you think of places, people, faces,
Yeah,
whatever.
you don't know
it
what
be.
anything looks like. So
You don't know what anything looks like.
I feel like
So-
I'd rather be blind in that case, like because you can at least imagine it. Like you can be described what it is, and you can at least like sort of put the picture together. But
But how?
Yeah.
I mean, like you
I mean,
don't know what orange is. Like I'm like, oh,
Yeah. I
it's
guess
an
that's
orange
true.
round ball. Like you don't know what round. You don't know. I mean, I guess you could feel round. So round
Yeah.
you do, but like
if
orange
you can
definitely
see,
not.
you can watch movies. But if you can hear, you can listen to music. So it's like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
that's tough.
yeah. It is
I've
tough.
always said I think I'd rather be blind than deaf. But you know.
I don't even know, man. I wouldn't
Yeah,
be
I'd
able
have
to
to think
pick.
about
Oh wait,
that,
no,
but-
I had a different answer to this. It was like I'd rather be born what was it? I think I'd rather be born deaf, but I'd rather lose my vision. Because I know what things look like now. Like right now it wouldn't be that big of
Yeah.
a deal. Like I mean it would be a big deal. That sounds awful, but
Oh yeah,
know,
dude.
I know.
Like-
I know what you're saying.
I could cope better. But if I couldn't
Yeah.
hear anything, I feel like you'd lose that like that sense, that like
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be weird. Like I think I'd just rather lose my vision, but I'd rather be born
Definitely.
without hearing. Like that sounds weird, coming from someone that
Mhm.
It's
doesn't have a
blessed with
choice.
those.
I know what
Yeah.
you're saying.
But yeah,
Yeah, that's
That's
crazy.
interesting.
That's a tough
Yeah.
decision.
I didn't know that.
so people don't have an inner monologue.
Opening
I
up
was
our
really-
minds at the beginning
It
of
would
the
have been more interesting if one of us would have been like, "Yeah, man, I don't
Like-
think like that."
What's
Like
an inner
that-
monologue?
Yeah, like that would have been way more interesting.
How have I not known this about
You idiots talk to yourself.
Every one of you are crazy.
It's not an inner. You're just crazy.
I just feel like
all of you are crazy.
like even more than just like the day to day, like it's your conscience growing, like I feel like I talk to myself like a conscience. I mean, obviously not anymore because I'm like much older, but when you're like a teenager, no, that's right, that's wrong, like you think
Yeah.
those things, like that's
me.
inner monologue. That's Jiminy Cricket talking to
That-
me,
that's
that's my
like-
conscience.
your
Yeah.
angel and devil on your shoulders.
Exactly. Like I don't know, man. I mean, it was enough that, like I said, there was a few articles. I read just one, but there was a few articles written about it. No statistics or numbers or anything though, but just like people like on Twitter, like
Yeah.
talking back and forth.
Now, like speaking of like your article, I had one of my secret segments I was gonna bring in last week, but I didn't. Kind of has not to deal with like what you said, but like you saw an article, so I kind of pulled up some like crazy headlines that I found to share. This one I saw today. Apparently, a tourist ended up going to some museum and ended up taking a picture with a statue and broke the toes off of a 19th century statue, and like
leaning on it.
thought he would. Yeah, he just left it there and left. So they like obviously caught him and he's being charged. But like this is an old ass statue, like way back in the 19th century, and he just like snuck past where he was supposed to go and like laid on the statue and like broke the toes off of it.
Good. I hope he gets charged to the full extent.
Yeah,
Bro, that is like, whew.
That's,
Oh my
that's
God.
That's
crazy.
that's a crazy thing to go to jail for. Like,
What are you in for? Broke
In
the toes
for.
off the statue. What'd you do?
That's hard. That's
Dude,
like-
it's, I mean,
Oh.
at this point, it's priceless art. That's something that
Yeah.
can never, ever exist again. It's gone now at this point. Like you can just go. Like the ropes are there for a reason, dude. Back up.
Yeah,
Take a picture like
Right.
everybody else.
like what's like you gotta touch everything. Like you're like a kid in a candy
Just
shop.
like a
Like
kid.
a kid in like a toy shop, gotta touch everything.
Picture.
Like, ooh, this is old. I wonder what it feels like. Like, it feels like anything else in the fucking world.
Brittle.
It's probably funny. Like he was probably really careful not to mess with it, but totally forgot about the toes. Like of all things, like, he's like
"Oh,
trying to like not to
they're just
touch like
toes. I'm not
everything.
gonna worry about it.
Or he had a foot fetish and he was real interested in them toes.
Did he take the toes? Were the toes still there?
No, they were still there.
Okay.
How many
He just,
toes were
like-
still there?
Yeah, how
Like,
many toes? Were...
He just got up and like left the scene, like hoping that like nobody was gonna notice. I guess. I don't know.
I gotta go. I can't be
Gotta
caught
go.
with these toes.
And something else is kind of old. There was another thing I saw that a message in a bottle washed up on the shore of Rhode Island, and could be from England, but it's about an old friend that died, and they don't know how old it is. It's in like old timey writing, but like it was like
Damn.
a message in a message in a bottle washed up.
That being in the ocean for like 200 years.
Right.
Like,
And like
It
just
is
some storm
finally
just like
made its
knocked it
way.
loose from the sand or rock it was in or whatever underneath.
Yeah. I'm honestly
That's-
surprised it even made it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, especially if it's from London. I'm surprised
Yeah.
it made it across
Like the
without
cork didn't
breaking.
pop out or
the cork
something.
didn't pop. Nothing
Yeah.
picked it up. Nothing broke it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it didn't hit a rock and just get crushed, you know?
nothing
That's
ate it.
Cliche
nothing
we don't
ate
get
it.
Yeah,
just-
like a
it's
whale
just
ate
some,
it.
like just some message from a dude on an island like help I'm here, I want to like old cliche just like put a message in a bottle just like
Good thing it
Oh,
wasn't
no.
that.
They just open it and it says, help.
I'm a
Dated
island
1914. You're like,
naval ships.
and then there's like they make a documentary about like the search to the like find this guy and it's
we'll
like
see a guide.
Everest island just
Like,
set of bones.
Bum sitting like this, like
Like,
just twiddling his thumbs waiting.
Guess they're not coming for me.
Just they're not
Yes.
coming.
No
There's
one's
a-
It has
there's a-
like sitting up
Tested
against the wall with a ton of tally marks.
days since I sent my message.
that's what it says up there, dude.
There's
Taste
another bottle right in the sand that
This
just
part out
says,
of the
fuck you
documentary.
guys.
if you find this bottle, fuck you guys.
Fuck
He
you
could have used that
guys.
bottle
Don't
to like
make a
filter
documentary
water.
about this someday. You're just like, oh man.
Oh, God. Fuck.
Oh my gosh, dude. That's wild.
That's too wild.
There's another one I saw here. It was pretty dumb. Lane County, I couldn't find where this is at. They spent $250,000 on advertising lack of funds. Yeah. And that was to raise taxes for public safety.
What the? Like,
Yeah,
what
they
the-
spent $250,000 on advertising their lack of funds.
Someone in that county works with the advertising agency. Guaranteed.
There's some
Guaranteed.
Oh,
fish going on there.
It's one of those like spend it or you lose it kind of things, you know? We're like,
Yeah.
man, if we don't spend this money, we gotta lose it. Like, why don't we just spend it on getting more money, you know?
yeah.
Like, tell how much money we don't have.
Like, hey, I can make a commercial. You give me
I was
200 grand.
How is this real?
Was it like a high quality production? Did it say?
Yeah, man, was it a nice commercial?
Yeah, was it worth it?
Oh, it didn't say. It just said an
Did they
adver-
have like Transformers in the background, like doing their thing?
no.
Was it directed by Michael Bay?
Michael
Yeah.
Bay advertisement. And the last one I have here is pretty bro story, so it kind of fits the podcast a little bit. And it is where's it at? Man in Wisconsin won 22 million in a Powerball jackpot, and he split it with his friend after 28 years. They made a handshake saying that whoever won a lottery, they would split it with the other one. And 28 years
He
later,
did it.
dude
Could
did
you
it.
imagine
Split the whole thing because of a handshake.
chilling.
20 years.
you get a phone call?
They're like, hey,
There's
it's
a-
this
Lester?
guy.
It happened. It happened. You're like, what?
Who's this?
That dude's a bro. He deserves it.
Yeah,
he deserves
for
a
real.
real good
I
high
was like,
five.
that is a really cool story.
I think there's
When
a,
That guy is in business. He's definitely going places. Like,
Yeah, he's
people are gonna
honest, man.
respect that handshake.
Yeah.
I think there's a movie about that with Nicolas Cage though, where he like offers a waitress, like he can't pay his tip or his something for his bill, and he's like,
Mhm.
hey, I got this Powerball. If I win, you know, tonight I'll come back and I'll tip you with it. And like he wins like $50 million or whatever it is, and he like goes back and he tips the waitress with it. And the movie's about they fall in love and stuff. I don't know what it's called,
Yeah.
but there's definitely a movie about
I
it.
never heard of that though.
Yeah, it's Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
It's like
Gives
not
me 50 million. I mean,
not crazy Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
That's why
I
you
like,
never
I
seen
like
it.
crazy Nicholas
I like-
Cage.
I like Snake Eyes Nicolas Cage, 8mm Nicolas Cage, Face
Yeah.
Off.
Face off.
Face
That's
Off.
a weird movie, man.
That's an awesome
wild
movie.
movie.
It is awesome, but it's
love
weird.
Face Off, dude. That's one of my favorite action
Hold on.
films, dude.
I need to see that again here soon. It's been quite a while since I've seen it.
I love the
Dude.
prison scene. I love it all.
It's weird.
Dude, I
Oh.
watched a really weird movie with him called, it was like one of his first movies. It was called Vampire's Kiss.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah,
And it
yeah.
was like, it's that one with like the meme of him where he's like looking across the tape. But like this dude like ends up going to a club and he meets up with it, like hooks up with this like freaky chick, and she's like pretends like she's like a vampire or something, and she like bites his neck, and then he has like a run-in with a bat that gets into his apartment. So this dude thinks he's like turned into a vampire. So like the whole movie is like him like starting to like mentally like think he's turning into a vampire and starts doing vampire things. And it's just like it's a bad movie, but it's so entertaining because of the performance he gives, and
like
it's
it's just
definitely worth to watch. But yeah, it's so weird. It's a bad movie,
It's
but
just one of those movies that are so bad they're good. I mean, we all have those
Speaking
movies.
of which,
yeah. Speaking of which,
I was gonna try to
Nice
do that
little
more
segue.
seamlessly, Evan, but all right, if we just want to throw it out there,
awkward transition.
figured you get my hint, but like, all right.
but yeah,
But-
that's not one I had on my list. But yes, that is a good example. Is Vampire's Kiss.
Vampire's Kiss.
I
Do you have
haven't-
any other ones?
that.
Oh, I have a whole list of them I
Oh,
made
man.
of ones I like. But you guys can go ahead if you'd like. We can share.
I mean, there's like the famous ones where you got like The Room and stuff, where
The
it's
Room.
it's just so funny, like how absolutely awful. Have you guys ever seen The Room?
Yes, I have. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't figure you guys even hear of it.
Mm.
Yeah.
It sounds familiar.
The
Yeah. You've probably seen
um,
the Disaster Artist previews.
exactly.
Like,
Seth
yeah.
Rogen and James Franco came out with the disaster.
Oh,
out
okay.
the
I
gate
know.
of that
I
movie.
know what movie you're talking about. I haven't seen it, but I've seen like clips of it on
Yeah.
some videos somewhere. But yeah, I know what you're talking
It's-
about.
It is absolutely terrible. But
it is, but it's funny because of how terrible it is.
Did they
I have-
try to do that, or was it just?
no.
No.
This
Oh,
guy,
they're dead
honestly,
serious.
yeah, this guy thought he was making like the next like Titanic, dude. He thought he was making a great movie. Tommy Wiseau is his name, I think.
Yeah.
But
He's
yeah.
out there.
He's a character, man. But oh well, I mean, he made a movie that is still around today. You know,
Yeah.
If it
it's
can
still
be
being-
memed, you made it.
you made it,
yeah,
man.
memed. They made a movie about the making of the movie.
Yeah,
Damn.
That's when it's bad.
my movie that
Yeah.
everybody thinks is bad that I do think is good. And I could probably think of a few, but the fourth Aliens movie, Alien Resurrection, fourth,
Oh
third,
yeah. Yeah,
Like,
that's the fourth one.
where they're in the prison. Like, it's
I
not
agree.
good, but I like it, man. I've always liked it my whole life. You know.
Like the
I
only
think it's
part
a-
I don't like about it is just like that weird hybrid alien at the end, like the
Yeah.
half-human,
But it
like,
is cool when
Nobody
it
likes.
when they shoot the little hole and it like gets sucked out through that little top.
Yeah.
There's like a little hole in the spaceship and
just-
it just gets sucked into it.
You
and
see
it's, like,
all like the blood and gut like splattering outside of the spaceship.
Skin gets like ripped off of it and it's like skull.
And
It's like
just a skull.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool.
It's
I
an
like that movie.
entertaining movie.
Yeah, there's plenty.
I
of movies.
might. I had one that was kind of like that. I have Batman Forever on my list.
Oh yeah.
People
Batman
hate
Forever
on Batman Forever.
is-
but I love Batman Forever.
I didn't know that was considered. I know Batman and Robin's considered bad. Is
yeah,
that-
I mean,
Yeah.
Bad?
the general consensus is Batman Forever is not liked. But
Batman and Robin's not that bad either. I liked that as a kid too.
yeah,
Fine.
I did too.
It's definitely one of my least favorite Batman movies, but like,
Yeah,
doesn't love a good ice pun, you know?
That
Come
bar's
on.
pretty high, so it's
Yeah,
like,
man. Oh yeah,
Batman Forever
movies-
was always one I just like always went back to, just because like Jim Carrey's in it, like hams it up as the Riddler, and like Tommy Lee Jones.
the one scene I'll always remember, and if you go back, you're gonna notice it once I say it, man. The scene where he's like in the sand after Toothpaste shoots like the sand on him, and
Yeah.
like he comes in and gets him, and he like Robin pulls Batman out. When he like jumps off that thing, dude, he looks like a midget Batman. He's like this big compared to the screen. I'm like, they got a stunt double that was like 5 foot, dude. He is so tiny in this like shot.
I
He's
mean,
like,
some of the writing in it wasn't great either, because like immediately after he pulls him out, all Robin says to him is "Hey," and then it cuts to see, and he, "Hey," and
man,
then,
listen, the writing in it is good because in the same sense when he like Robin drives the Batmobile and he's fighting all those neon guys and he gets
Yeah.
out of the Batmobile just as Robin. Nobody was like, "Aren't you the kid that Bruce Wayne literally just adopted?" There was like a huge thing, like, and you're driving the Batmobile, like,
And
I
then they're
was
like
like-
on the news after they stop everybody eventually. They're like, wait a minute, I think I've seen that guy. He
His whole
was rolling
family
around
just
the
died in
Batmobile.
a circus. Like, I think I've seen that guy.
It's definitely Dick Grayson.
Then as soon as you get that far, you're just like, didn't Dick Grayson get by Batman and or by
I think,
Bruce?
Bruce Wayne's Batman. they would media would have it figured out in like 2 days.
And something I never thought about as a kid, and we're just bashing it because of how bad it is. But something I
Yeah.
never thought about is Dick Grayson is obviously like a 25-year-old adult. Like, why is Batman even adopting him?
Why is he adopted? Yeah, why is he?
What are you doing, man?
He's definitely in
He's
his
like-
20s.
You just like bring
It's just weird
It's a
at this
grown-ass
point.
man.
Yeah,
everybody
it's
who
like those
lives-
old 80s movies where you have like 20-something like year olds, like 30-year-olds playing high schoolers and stuff. And it's like,
Like all of
amazing.
Greece.
to this day, yeah.
yeah, Grease,
Grease.
every single one of them in Grease.
30-year-olds.
Rizzo looks
Wait
like
a
she's like 40.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a couple of them had kids already.
Sidetracked, but Frenchie from Greece was one of my like big childhood crushes. Oh, I loved
I can see
Frenchie.
that.
That when she gets that pink hair, man.
Oh,
Even
Pink
back-
Hair did it.
Back then, I was like, ooh,
Beauty school dropout.
Beauty school dropout.
You know, that's a song in the movie that I never liked as a kid, but I actually like it a lot now. Like it wasn't when
Yeah.
I watched it as a kid, I was like, it was one of those like parts where I wouldn't pay as much attention.
The only
But
one I'm
now,
not big on is
I
the
like
one
it.
that Sandy sings. Like after like they make fun of her or whatever, she's outside and she's singing. That's the one I
Oh,
would
the
kinda
slower one. Yeah.
skip. Yeah, that's the only one I really would skip.
I like
Not
them all.
Alex. He's like, I love
Single
him.
one. I love.
I
them all.
jammed Grease.
I love them all now. Like I liked
I
them all
love
as a
Grease.
kid, but now I like all of them equally.
I can't. I mean, even. I'll tell you the truth. My least favorite, and I'm not saying I don't like it. I love the song still. Is Grease Lightning, just because I've heard it more than anything
Yeah.
ever. But I love Grease Lightning, so I'm not sitting here saying I don't like
Yeah.
it.
What about you,
It's
Vern?
probably
You
like
have
the
any
second most
bad
popular
movies
song.
you
in the
like?
movie.
Bad movies that I like.
Yeah.
That are
The only
generally-
thing that well, I mean, like, you know how there's usually those cheesy action movies that are like not
Yeah.
really that good, but they're like just action.
Yeah.
One of my favorites, like of recent memory, like one of the recent ones, is Skyscraper with The Rock. That shit is crazy.
I've never even
Hanging
seen
there
it.
on the ledge.
It's crazy, bro. I watched it just being like, I need to see this, like because it's like Angel Has Fallen, White House Down, like stuff like that. Like I love
Yeah.
shit. Like I love it. I love it all. Like those are
Me
my
too.
type of movies. But that Skyscraper movie is crazy.
Dude, me
Right.
and you, Vernon,
like-
stuck with Fast and the Furious for probably
Yeah.
much longer.
Yeah.
It was good, man.
I was thinking Fast and the Furious also, but I have given up on them, and we've covered that in a previous one. Like
Yeah.
I've given up on Fast and Furious just because it's gotten a little bit too ridiculous. But maybe I'll give it another chance. I haven't seen
Action
Hobbs and
movies
Shaw.
now are back at the point where they were in the 80s, where it was just like every single one's trying to top the other one.
I love it.
Where they're like,
Love it.
put more money into it, bigger, better explosions, crazier stuff happening.
Dude,
Hobbs-
that's,
Hey,
that's how you get good movies, man.
Yeah,
Like,
Michael
but I
Bay.
had another one. I had another one too, and this is more personal. Everybody always shits on Thor: The Dark World. Okay,
that is bad.
I like it. I think I just like Marvel movies so much that I see that movie, I'm just like, there ain't no. There's a couple things wrong with this movie, but
Yeah,
like, it's not
nothing
bad.
wrong with that, man.
It's not as bad as Iron Man 3.
Compared to all, I like that one too.
It's so bad. It's so like plot pointed. Like it ruined.
It's a little all over the place.
I
But it's-
love
2.5 hours of Iron Man, and I'm like,
I love an Iron Man 3 where they shoot him with all the missiles and he comes out and he's like, you know, he's glowing and he's whatever. And then their next genius plan is to put the suit on him and blow the suit up. I'm like, why did it work that time? Like, why does the explosion work that time? Like, same thing.
Just don't think about that. Don't worry about that.
the suit exploded differently than the missile.
It was a
exploded.
different explosion.
Okay? It was a different explosion.
They
It's
could have like
clear.
they should have
It's-
like made it like freeze him or something. That would have made more sense.
Yeah, I don't know. He wasn't that great of a villain anyway. It was a shit villain.
It
He was
was
a
a shit man.
So like that movie,
That's
overall,
most like solo movie villains other than Thor.
but Thor: The Dark World, I think gets shit on at this point just because it gets shit on. You know what I mean? People give it too
Yeah.
much. I'm like, it's not like Okay.
It gets shit on because it is one of the worst Marvel movies, but that's still saying it's still a good movie. Like being the worst of something that's the best is
Just like the
good.
Batman.
You know,
Yeah.
It's just like Justice League movie that just came out. I'm not saying it's a great movie, but come on, it's not that bad. It's fine.
entertaining.
It's a popcorn flick. Put some
Yeah.
shut your brain off for fucking an hour and a half and watch a
Right.
Batman movie.
right?
We don't got to
Mhm.
compare everything to
So-
Endgame.
Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
You
don't
only
have to
get a
compare
movie
everything
like
to
Endgame and stuff every so often. They don't come
Exactly.
around all the time.
exactly.
Man,
I got tons of actually bad movies that are like, and a lot of them I don't want to say because I know you two aren't big horror people, but me and Wyatt could probably talk about this subject for
could
real
talk
There's a
about
lot of
horror
bad horror
movies.
movies.
All the
Because
time.
there's
I
a
love
lot of
bad
bad
horror movies.
that are not good. That I'm like,
I'm gonna say when it comes to horror
Yeah.
movies, one of my biggest gripes with them is that the movie itself isn't bad, but the endings can never explain it well enough to justify what the hell
Yeah.
just happened.
Well, I
Like-
think I think the general thing is like a lot of horror movies.
They just
I don't
try
know
to
if
be
they're
scary.
technically made to be good in a way. They're there just for entertainment value. It's
Yeah.
not there to be like you're not supposed to be like, oh, that was like amazing story, man. That was like that one of the best movies of the year. Like I don't go into a horror movie expecting that. Like I just go in there for like the body count, the kills, and
have
like
to
some
say,
shit that looks cool. You know, the gore.
I hate horror movies, and they get the biggest deduction for me when they don't explain enough. Like I need to know
Yeah.
why and like
Yeah,
like
Why
I
is
need
this
to
happening?
exactly.
I
Like
don't
I
care
need to
what's
know.
happening. Why is it happening?
Yeah, like if you just have like a like, and I'm just gonna use Chucky's example. Like if you just had him running around killing people, like that's not as entertaining as like.
yeah.
I need to know like what happened, how did he get here, what was the scenario.
Unless it's something you're like you don't really show throughout a whole movie. It's like I don't know.
I can do a build up.
Sometimes it
Kinda like-
works.
Like the
Sometimes
Quiet
it does
Place,
work.
they didn't really explain the villain, but they weren't like.
Yeah, they didn't at all.
But you know,
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's aliens.
yeah.
Well, that's what a sequel's for, though.
But yeah, but like they,
Alien.
but like
Alien.
defeating them, like they were still out there though at the end of the movie. You know, like there were still, like
Yeah.
the movie really didn't like they didn't defeat or you know this thing isn't gone.
Well, I
It's
don't
just the
need
ones
close-
that were their threats, like the
Yeah.
ones that were threatening them were gone.
Yeah.
So, I
There's
mean,
just
I
some
give that one a
movies-
pass.
There's even some movies I love. Like you guys probably never seen it, but like you look at like Phantasm and stuff. Like it's a good
Phantasm,
bloody.
awesome.
It's a good bloody killer movie, but they go into like that different dimension and stuff, and I'm like, what the
Yeah,
fuck
they
is
get into
going
some
on
weird
right now?
shit.
Like, what did none of this is explained? This dude was just like a killer dude with his little death ball, and like none of
Yeah.
this is explained.
I just watched the first two of those a couple weeks ago.
They're good movies. I like
Really good.
Phantasm,
Mhm.
but like nothing's explained, man. I don't know. It's one of my pet peeves. I like things to be explained. That's
Not
why I
every
like.
horror movie can be Hereditary. It's okay.
I'd never even seen that. No, more like I like the reason I like Friday the 13th and Halloween and all those like Nightmare on Elm Street, all those sequel ones, because they've had so many movies to kind of build.
Yeah,
I feel like I know the character, I know the
exactly.
like thing, the motives and stuff like
You
that.
know,
And I like
yeah, you know what to expect, kind of
Yeah.
like to a point.
There's like an
Good point.
established lore, at least a
Yeah.
little bit. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
man, it just why you gotta make me think about Halloween? This shit getting they be talking about it or at least like a little info here and there, and I'm like, I don't want to hear this shit. You delayed it for a year.
You waited
All right.
for Game of Thrones season 8 for how long?
yeah.
I did
To be
I did,
disappointed.
And
I-
look, yeah, but I don't think this is gonna be a letdown. I think
Exactly.
it's gonna
It'll be
dope.
worth the payoff.
Yeah,
You
I
got
think it's
one, Evan?
awesome.
I have a couple, but my big two are more so like not that they're one's kind of a bad movie. My big one's a bad movie, but they're more so like I like this over this. That's either something that's comparable or a remake. So
Sure.
first though, I want to say I like Spider-Man 3. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna move on.
Spider-Man
I know.
3.
Well, you guys are talking about like Iron Man 3. I'm like, I like
More?
Spider-Man
I got what
3.
you're saying.
No, I don't like
Or
it
the-
more. No.
okay, but you just like
no,
it.
no,
Okay.
I just like
All right.
it.
All right.
Okay.
All
I
right.
like Ants over A Bug's Life. That's another one. Yeah.
I do. I'm with that.
Thank you. Thank you.
too.
What?
It might
I
be
like
my
Bug's
fault
Life.
first.
Which
I'm not-
one? Which one has the scene where the dude like is talking about the seeds and he breaks the thing off and it floods the whole bar with like full. He's just talking about like if you let one, then they know and they all come. You know what I mean? Like he's having that real big speech. I think it's Ants.
Bug's Life. That's,
Yeah,
that's
that's-
Yeah,
Bug's
I
Life?
think it's Bug's Life.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bugs
well
Life
that's
is
the one I fuck with then.
Stone in it, man. And he's like flipping the axe.
Bug's
like it.
Life's the one I like.
Yeah, I really like that
We're
one.
divided. That's okay.
No, listen, I like both of them, but I think Ants is underrated.
I think, yeah. I mean, they're both. I don't remember exactly the story, but one of them definitely ripped off the other one. Well, they were working together, and then someone like left the studio. I forget
Yeah.
which one was. Either way.
On the Spider-Man
Salt.
topic too, man. I mean, while we're on it, I like Amazing Spider-Man. I think they're fine movies. Like I know they were hated,
Yeah.
They're okay.
like oh my god, and I'm like, this is fine. Like I like especially the first one. I think's fine. Like it's just a darker take on Spider-Man. It's more human. And I'll tell you what, and I might be biased because I think Emma Stone is adorable. So like just her chemistry with Andrew Garfield through the whole movie, like it's entertaining to watch. Like I don't mind Tobey Maguire not being Spider-Man is not as interesting to me as Andrew Garfield not being Spider-Man. He just felt like a more fun character. Where Spider-Man 2 is arguably the best Spider-Man movie, even
Yeah.
over these ones, which are great too.
That
But
Spider-Man 2 is really good.
Spider-Man 2 is awesome. Just Doc Ock's great. Just everything's
The
great. But
game
it's
was really cool too.
it's definitely more comic booky, which is fine too. But
Mhm.
like I don't know, the Amazing Spider-Man to me is just a more serious kind of like dark take on it. You know, there's some actual
Yeah.
issues in it.
Definitely.
So,
What was
anyways,
your
go
other
ahead.
one, Evan? Was that it?
All right. So the big one that I have is I don't know, and I'm not saying it's a better movie. I just enjoy it more. So when I say this, because it sounds like it sounds stupid saying it, but I like the remake of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory better.
Oh
than the
my
original.
god, I just had this argument with Marissa. You're so wrong. No,
I'm not saying it's better.
turn him off. Turn
I
him off.
enjoy it more. I'm not
Kidding.
saying it's better,
Uh-uh.
but
Sorry, Evan.
I
Time on
knew
the
I knew
podcast
why
has
it would
been
just
over. You gotta.
And then you're gonna have to go into a back seat. You're just gonna do the editing.
It was nice to have Evan as a guest on the podcast today.
Listen, not only, and listen, I guess this is the point of this is not only do I think it's vastly inferior, I don't even think the Johnny Depp one's good. Like, I don't think it's even an entertaining.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. Watch it.
I don't ever want to watch it again.
I laughed
Oh,
the whole movie, and it's when he runs into the invisible elevator a few times. That's the only time I laughed in that whole movie. And the rest of it, I was like, this is dumb. This is dumb,
Yeah.
and I just
I
didn't
didn't-
like it.
I mean,
That's-
Charlie
I was the
Chocolate
same
Factory,
way.
the whole thing in general, like Uncle Joe is an asshole. So,
Oh,
but he's
yeah.
less of an asshole in the remake. So, you know, there's that.
I don't
going
know. I
for it.
just feel like the original had like,
or Grandpa Joe, not Uncle Joe.
for lack of a better term, like it had a whimsy about it. It was like I don't.
Yeah.
It was like I don't
Well, it was
know.
more. Yeah,
the-
I'm not saying. Yeah, I'm not saying it was better. I enjoy it more. You know.
I just felt like Tim Burton's one was like a typical Tim Burton. Where it was like it's dark, bleak, like, and it's just I don't know. It had no soul.
It's just weird.
It had no.
So
It's exactly like his remake of Alice in Wonderland. Like it's just
yeah, I wouldn't.
it's just
yeah.
visual to be
And then
visual.
Willy Wonka had like little pygmy slaves that he had, and Tim Burton.
That was weird.
I was
I'll
like,
give you.
that,
I'll
I'm
give
not
you that.
cool with this.
That was weird. They didn't even
the
go.
Oompa Loompas are slaves no matter what.
But they're
You
made
brought
up.
Over,
You just got little
yeah,
like
of the original movie, they're made up fictional
they're made
characters.
up orange
But
people,
yeah,
but in
they
this
like
one,
in
it's
the,
like
in the
little
remake,
pygmies that he
went
said
somewhere. He literally
Yeah.
took them.
he went to the rainforest. He's like, "Hey, come work for me."
Take for me. I'll give you chocolate.
yeah, that whole scene where he's like getting the seeds from her and everything. Like, you're right.
Yo, and
Okay.
they feed
Fuck
diet,
us.
but after generations of feeding them chocolate and candy, that's their whole diet. Like they just don't grow.
That's the tallest they get now. He did that. It's
He
like
did
how
it.
we make dogs.
And then Willy Wonka had daddy issues.
Oh, dude, it's not a good.
It was
I-
weird, man.
You should
It was
go
a
and
weird
rewatch
movie.
this
I
back
I
can't
didn't
get
say it was
behind
better.
that.
I didn't say it was
Re-
written better or visually better. I just enjoy it more. I don't know
I-
why.
Hey,
And I even saw the
it is
original
what it is,
first,
man.
so it's not like
It's
it's one of those.
Weird.
So
It's weird.
That's
Yeah.
that's a
I like
polarizing.
them both. I do like
unpopular
them.
opinion.
I do like the original better, but I've seen the new one more than like just once. I've seen it a couple times.
Yeah,
I think I saw it maybe twice.
I've
And
seen it
I had it. I actually don't do
because it used to be on TV, and like I would just like catch parts of it, or just, like you know. I mean, I've definitely seen it a couple times, but like
Yeah.
I would prefer original personally.
I feel like I watched it when I was a kid and didn't like it, and then like I revisited it maybe as like a young adult or a teenager and was like, oh no, I still don't like it. It's still not very good.
I don't like
Because
this.
listen, there's plenty of movies I watched like as a kid that I didn't like, and then like I had to revisit them.
Yeah.
Some
Can't think of
movies that I
any.
watched as a kid and I watched it older and I'm like, why did I watch this? This sucks.
Yeah, nostalgia sometimes gets you. I recently watched the Goonies. I think I actually talked about this. I recently watched the Goonies with my kid, and I loved it as a kid, and I still do love it. It's a great movie, but like I do understand people's complaints where it like every scene is just these kids yelling at each other. Like there is no like dialogue. It's just like them in a room just yelling at each other. Just like there's so much noise in that movie at all times. And I'm just like, Jesus, man. But like it's still a great movie. It's one of my
It
favorites.
is a good movie, man. That's
I just
another
thought of another one.
Watch it sometimes, man. It's a lot of noise. A lot of noise.
I just
Go
thought
ahead.
of another one though. A movie like that I loved as a kid. I still love now, but like watching, I'm like, whoa.
Like,
Like,
what was it doing?
Space Jam.
Oh.
Ah,
Yeah.
Like honestly, as
definitely-
much as
it's
I
definitely way
love Space
cheesier.
Jam, like it's like what the. But it is a kids movie, so I mean,
Yeah.
but
that
like
last act though of like the game is dope. But
that's
yeah,
where
there's
it's
some
like
scenes in
real.
between.
Them
Yeah.
like beginning scenes and like it's just kind of baseball. It's
Yeah.
just kinda
I love
weird.
Space Jam.
I do.
love
Another
it.
one I have on here I had that I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I think Alex might have seen it. It's called Freddy Got Fingered.
Oh
It's a
yeah,
Tom
it's
Green
weird.
movie.
You
It
like
is
it?
like dude, I think it's hilarious. I like
It's funny.
that's,
I
right
feel
up
like
my
I've heard of it.
Tom
Bro,
Green
it's-
humor
it's-
don't.
Yeah.
It's
It's
just
heralded
weird.
as one of the worst movies and probably grossest movies.
It is gross.
It's just
Dad,
like
would you like some sausage?
dumb, stupid humor. But it's like it's not like Scary Movie 4 or 5 stupid humor. It's like weird humor. It's like something you would see on like 2 a.m. on Adult Swim humor or something.
Oh
Like,
god.
like Eric
It's-
Andre type humor, but
It's
Okay.
Tom. It's
Eric
Tom
Andre.
Green type humor.
Yeah.
Where he's getting into dead moose and shit. Like just
Yeah.
absolutely
It's
outlandish shit.
some
You're just like,
weird
what the
shit.
fuck are you doing, dude? I don't know. Like I have seen it.
Chick that's paralyzed and she gets him to like crack her in the legs with a cane like during sex. It's like, bro, there's so many weird parts. in that
And he
movie.
flips the dad's house upside down and he puts it in like the desert. Like how'd you even
How'd
Yeah.
you even do that?
do that?
Well, he like the whole thing like premise is such a simple. He's just like a comic illustrator, and he like tries to pitch this as like a TV show, and then he ends up getting it made, and he makes all his money, and that's when he takes his dad's house into like the middle of the desert.
Then he just tortures
The
his
whole
dad.
movie is like him like pissing his dad off, like the whole movie, and his dad is the boss from Men in Black.
Oh,
What the hell are you doing? Just like screaming out of the whole movie.
It is
butterfly.
that is
Like-
a very acquired taste type of movie.
He's standing in the shower in a scuba suit, and he's like, "I'm looking for doubloons," and he's holding like a bar of soap.
It sounds like the way you're describing it, it just goes from like here to here to here to here. Like
It
That's-
does, man.
That's what it seems like. It's just like they just found like a bunch of ideas, and like, how can we fit this in some sort of narrative of just these random set pieces and ridiculous things? But yeah, it's a terrible movie, but I think it's funny.
Listen, you guys actually might know Tom Green, but not know that you know Tom Green.
I know who he is.
Yeah,
I
he's in the one Eminem song, "Hi, My Name Is," where he's like, "It's not cool for me to swear, but it's cool for Tom Green to hump a dead moose. My
Yeah.
bum is on your
I've seen
lips. My
this
bum is
stuff.
on your lips."
I've seen his
that's
like
like a-
street stuff, like
Yeah,
where he
yeah.
walks around the
He
street.
used to have
and
his
you're
own
like, oh,
show.
yeah, I just never seen that movie, but I know who he is.
It's a wild.
I know
movie,
his
man.
humor. You know what I mean? But he's weird. Weird.
It's
The other
definitely
one- The only
weird.
other one I had was Deep Blue Sea. I really like that movie.
Oh, is that considered bad? I like that movie.
It's a pretty bad movie.
Is that the
I mean,
one
you
with
watch
Elvis
it after-
Presley?
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
And the big and Sam Jackson.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Sam Jackson gives that big
Deep
old
Blue
speech, and then he's like,
"They ate me. Fucking shark ate me."
Fucking shark ate me. That's not even funny. But that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
A fucking
I like
shark
that movie.
ate
But yeah, that's not like a loved movie at all, but I think it's cool.
I liked it. I remember as a kid, I liked it.
Dude, I like for some reason I have this memory of like when it came out. It was like 99 when it came out, and I remember cause, like we were way too young to go see that. And I remember like back in the olden days when you look at the newspaper, you would have pictures of like the movies that are coming out. You'd have pictures of the movies that are coming out, like and the showtimes in the paper.
I remember that.
And like, oh, what time I want to go see a movie? Let's look in the paper. And they have this big,
yeah. You know, like each theater would have its own section and show you what it's playing. And like, I remember that shit.
And I remember vividly, like, there was a picture for Deep Blue Sea, and it was like just the big ass shark mouth and the girl standing like in front of it. And I was like, I want to see this. It looks awesome.
I have to see this.
Because like I've seen Jaws and stuff at that point, but I was like, this shark looks huge.
I remember probably like one of my earliest memories of that movie per se is like watching it on TNT reruns.
Yeah,
like,
they show it all the time.
Yeah, I like because I don't remember seeing it like when I was younger like that, but like definitely by the time it was on TV, I remember like, oh, what's it? Like, whoa, this is crazy, you know? Just loving it.
I had to wait to see it though too.
Yeah, we were like 6.
Yeah,
we were real young.
Too young to watch that movie.
Yeah, I have one more that I loved as a kid, and I couldn't tell you if it's still a good movie because I haven't seen it in years, but I did love it as a kid. And even as a kid, I knew I shouldn't be watching it, but I watched the shit out of Spice World, the Spice Girls movie.
I was talking over this with Brittany, and I was just like looking. I was just like looking up. I'm like, what are some bad movies? Like, because I don't really like. I haven't watched that many like bad movies. I feel like, and then I was like, oh, Spice World, and Brittany loves Spice World.
I love Spice World too as a kid.
See, that's something you've seen because you probably you grew up with sisters.
I grew up with sister, yeah.
Exactly.
I love Spice.
Brittany wasn't into that kind of stuff, so.
My sister was older.
There was no like access for me to even like see that movie or know about it.
Oh man, it's pretty fun.
I've seen it.
You've seen it, and he didn't grow up sisters. He got it.
I've seen that shit.
It's fine. And a movie where we're kind of talking on Evans, where like I like the remake better than the original, and I know it's not as good, but I still like it better. I like Peter Jackson's King Kong more than the original.
Yeah.
What do you mean original? Like the old ones?
There's like two other ones.
I like them better than both. Probably both of them combined. I like Peter Jackson's one.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. That Rex's.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate like old movies. I love old movies. I watch a ton of old movies.
What do you think about?
It's not as enjoyable to watch.
It's like 3.5 hours long.
I like Skull Island.
You think it's alright?
I think it's better than Peter Jackson's though.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah,
and
oh man, I can't hear a new one.
And only because it doesn't like Skull Island's a great set piece and it's good to build the world and it's a fun movie to watch, but it doesn't have
movie.
Yeah, it doesn't have the whole like Beauty killed the Beast like scenario where he goes up. Like I need that in my King Kong movie. I need him to climb to the top of the.
There were two different types of movies.
Sure. And I'm not saying Skull Island's a bad movie at all. Like it's for what it's building up to, it's a great movie. It might be my favorite out of the 3 that are out right now, you know? Like I know I haven't seen the.
I know what you mean.
That's probably the one I would go back and rewatch over the other one.
Over the other ones.
Yeah.
And I think
over King of Monsters?
Yeah, probably.
What?
Not that I dislike.
Oh, I meant as far as King Kong.
Oh, I was gonna say King.
No, I've rewatched King of Monsters already. That was.
Are you saying that's good? Yeah, no, it's good.
To me, probably that's the best one so far. Like, there's so many moments in that movie. I was just like, that's wild. Like, even down to the one little part where the flag just changes directions, and you're like, oh, like it's just a moment where, okay, like it was just put in there just to be like that. But like,
everything that like people were like, it was kind of missing from the first one.
They were like too much talking, not enough monsters. So
they got away from the fights and shit. So they're like. There's a ton of monsters and a ton of fights going on.
It's crazy. I like it.
You can't see shit because it's either dark or storming or snowing, but it's fine. Monsters.
Yeah, I think that's there to like so the CGI looks a little better. Yeah.
And you have to. Nobody wants to see God. Everybody's like, why can't he fight on a daytime? Nobody wants to see Godzilla fight on a beautiful day, like out in the park, like
smiling, like.
It's a beautiful day for a fight.
guys will fight in like a storm and shit. You know, it makes no
Barney in there
sense.
too.
Just his tail, just waving at people. Just people crying in the background.
Trying to eat their picnic.
Steps in the ocean and just causes a tsunami that wipes out the whole city.
Yeah, speaking of the Peter Jackson King Kong, and this might be I didn't give you any time to think about this. Peter Jackson King Kong is one of the best movie license games I've ever played.
Oh
I
yeah,
think it's fantastic. And
it
like
is. I remember
I'm
playing
just
that.
curious if you guys I don't know how many video games you guys have played like in your life, but I'm just curious if you have any more like just like because movie tie-in games aren't supposed to be good and some are just
Yeah.
way better than they
I
have
mean,
any
I said it earlier. Probably Spider-Man 2.
Oh
Spider-Man
yeah,
2 was really good.
that's probably
back in the
considered the best.
Yeah,
That's a tough
that King
question.
Kong one was really good.
The Wolverine Origin one's better than it has any right to be too.
Yeah, because they added blood and everything.
Yeah.
Like
Make
it
it
was
fun.
like comic accurate.
Yeah. Well,
I can't
Oh,
say I really
no.
have any.
I
like,
actually could probably
memorable
think of one
ones.
for you, Vernon, that I know you love the game.
What?
The Godfather. I'm not saying it's like that's
Oh,
a good movie
hell
tie-in
yeah.
game though.
Scarface too.
Yeah,
The Scarface is
is
also
really
good.
Scarface game is really good too, but the
That
Godfather,
game was
I
really
played
good.
that a lot. That might be
I
my
would-
pick.
I would play the shit out of a remake if they did that.
Yeah.
They
We should
remade
bump
that.
it together.
That'd be sweet.
I was sitting there trying to think like how many because you guys were naming video games that I've played Origins and I've played Spider-Man 2, like, and I'm like,
Uh-oh. Evan, do we
I-
put you in the corner? You got any?
I really don't. I mean, the only game that I've really played, like Lion King, but that's a good one. Like like the Lion
Yeah,
King game.
On like
I mean,
Super
that's,
Nintendo and
but
Genesis.
that's an old one.
That was a
That's
good
not
game.
a good game. That's way too
I
hard.
liked
ain't,
it.
ain't
It's
nobody
hard.
good.
ain't nobody here or anybody listening to this podcast has ever beaten that game because it's way too
I
hard.
haven't.
But
But
it
you
was
know what other
fun.
game? I've beaten Aladdin.
Way too
And
hard.
I like that game. I've beaten Aladdin a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Glad neither.
Can I do based off a TV show?
Sure.
See, I
yeah,
was
why not?
thinking.
Yeah,
I
based
feel like
off
I
of
have
any
a lot of
source.
TV show ones
Yeah.
I like more.
One of my favorites right now, Kakarot.
Okay.
Man.
Yeah. That was really good.
That shit is amazing.
That is
I love
amazing.
that game. Can't wait
Yeah.
until all of y'all beat it so I can get it back and play my DLC.
Listen, I went from first to borrowed on that list to last to borrowed on that list.
I don't
quick.
have it yet, so
I
I
know.
still have. I
Snag
gotta
it
give it
before
to
me.
one of you guys. I haven't gotten a chance.
Give it to Ed. I got
You
Sekiro.
said-
Or I got a bunch of games.
Exactly. You say you got Ghost of Tsushima
Yeah,
and all
but
that.
listen, before you gave it to Wyatt, I said dibs first, and nobody in this room respects the dibs rule. I said dibs.
I'm sorry. Why was right here like
Yeah, I kind of took it. I didn't really give it to me. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna
Yes.
play this."
take this. You'll get it, I promise, and it's amazing.
I'll play it, man. I'll switch you for Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay.
I'm like on the last
Oh, your
mission,
disk
of
drive
Ghosts,
doesn't work. Never mind.
and
Oh
I
yeah.
can't recommend that game enough, bro.
Shit, I might not be able to play Kakarot.
Vernon,
'Cause it
I
disk
need to
drive?
clean my disk drive, so we'll clean them together. Because
Yeah.
mine's stuck too. Because
We'll
apparently
video
HBO
chat
is
and clean.
removing the Harry
I'm gonna
Potter
keep
series.
it and play it on PS5.
Yeah. we don't got too long to wait, man.
Yeah, for real.
That is true. I
Man.
cannot wait for the PS5.
I'm
I would
so
say though, like a good TV tie-in, the original, which they remade it, the SpongeBob one. The I forget which one it was. The one they just remade.
Forgot.
The old
Battle-
PlayStation one.
Bikini Bottom.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Yeah.
good game.
And then
That's a
of
good game.
course like Simpsons Hit and Run. That one
Oh,
was really fun.
Yeah, I didn't even think
Simpsons
about
Hit
that.
and Run.
Everyone
That
loved
is a good
Simpsons Hit and Run. It was so stupid, like it was clunky, but it
Definitely.
was so fun.
It was like the Grand Theft Auto before you were allowed to play Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I'm fine. I can play Simpsons. Good.
I remember it was hard as shit, but I remember playing the Lost World Jurassic Park game on PS1 back in the day.
I just thought of another one. I'm sorry.
Keep going.
Episode 3.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah.
yeah.
I played it for Xbox, but yeah.
That
Definitely.
game was
And they have an
so
alternate
good.
ending where
Oh
it's
my-
like if Anakin wins, yeah. I remember, bro.
I
It
just
was
love,
awesome.
even as a young kid, like just loving that game. You know what I mean? I mean, I wasn't when I
The
played it, but-
lightsaber fighting in that game, I still don't think has been matched with any lightsaber fight.
Yeah.
Like it was cool. Like you felt like you were fighting like lightsabers, you know? Like
Yeah.
it was super, super cool.
I love the Harry Potter games growing up too. I don't know if you
I
ever
never-
played any of those.
I never played it.
But I
never
played like I only played the first 4, but I remember playing them as they were coming out, and I loved them because like it was kind of like the first one was like you go here, 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 but like once it got to like the third one, it was like you can roam around. It was free roam around like Hogwarts, and you can just do
Oh.
whatever you want. It was awesome.
Who doesn't
remember
like that?
I really enjoyed those. It was awesome.
I can't think of any other TV ones, but yeah, Simpsons was a big one. But yeah, Brittany would probably really like those Harry Potter ones.
I got
Yeah,
She's
they're
into that
awesome.
right now, man. She's already
They're
on
really
the 6th
good.
book. She just restarted it like a month ago.
Yeah. I mean, they have extra shit in it too that's not in the movies and stuff, like the side missions or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting. You wanted to talk about games too, Evan, didn't you?
Yeah, I guess I did. Okay, so yeah, we can bang these two out here.
What
So the
about
first-
him?
What
Bang
about
'em
them?
out.
All right.
What
So,
about him?
I'm gonna
What
answer
about-
mine because you guys know my thoughts on it since I've been saying it every time we play. Your favorite video game genre? I think my favorite is MMOs. Like
Really?
it's something that I played the hell out of RuneScape. So like I played so much of it, and then WoW, and Dragon Ball Online. Like you guys didn't get to play. You didn't play any of that, but I loved it. Like I just love the
I do love it.
the exploration of it. Like you get to just be who you want to be. You could do literally nothing. You could just stand in the starting area and annoy people. And it like there's no like I know you can do that with any game, but there's nothing in an MMO that's like holding you back from doing that. Like
yeah.
you can do anything you want. So, and I'm just happy again that we're playing Star Wars: The Old Republic. So
I'm just happy we're playing an MMO together.
I'm just happy we're playing
Yeah.
an MMO with you guys. I'm just
Something different.
happy. I don't know much about Star Wars, but man,
Hey, it's all
I'm loving it.
thousands of years before.
Yeah, man, this is a great place
Yeah,
to
I don't
start.
know
'cause it's
anything
like
what's going on.
It's the beginning of Star Wars, basically.
Yeah.
I do like the sniper class. It's fun.
I don't
But,
know if I have a favorite genre, to tell you the truth. Like, this is a hard question for me. It really depends on what I'm in the mood for.
Yeah, multiple. Like even like
I
a
think,
tier.
I think
gotta-
my favorite would. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's all right. I think I guess my favorite that I seek out the most, that I like the most, I guess you'd call them adventure games, like Uncharted, Spider-Man, where it's like,
Like
Tomb
third person
Raider.
action adventure.
yeah,
Yeah.
like third-person Tomb Raider, like, and I don't,
Something
again,
Horizon, God
yeah,
of War.
Horizon. Exactly. Like, I mean, those are the games I probably seek out the most because
Yeah.
I'm interested in their stories, but
Mhm.
I don't know if they're my favorite gameplay mechanic, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
would ask,
that's probably I guess another like a whole other question, like a game with your favorite mechanics. Like
if you would ask me this question 7-8 years ago, I would just like RPGs because I was so into them, but like
yeah,
I just don't have the time for them anymore. So like
That's my answer.
RPGs.
RPGs. I love
I-
a game that I can immerse myself in, and like I don't always have the time, but if I do, if I can set aside a big chunk of time and just boom, like I'm like, oh my god, an hour or two has already passed, and I just feel like it's been like 20, 30 minutes, like shit like that.
Yeah.
Like
that was my
Character
problem with Star
building.
Wars last night. I was like, just one more quest. I'll just turn this last one in, and then I'm like,
to the whole
I'm like
podcast.
20 quests in. I just wanted to make my character, and I'm level 7.
man. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just depends what I'm in the mood for, you know.
Yeah.
I
and,
do like first-person shooters a lot too. Like just because they're
I do
so
too.
mindless. Like you can just
Yeah.
you get in, you do your
Yeah.
shit, and you get out. Like there's no investment almost in those. Like you can pick it up,
I think
play.
that's
It's
why
like
it's
total
lower
opposite.
on my list.
What's that?
Really?
Because- I said I think that's why they're lower on my list.
See,
See,
yeah,
There's, like, a good-
I love
I
a first.
like it as a
shooter with
secondary.
good story. Like with a
Like-
good story, like you play like
Yeah.
Doom and Wolfenstein and shit like that. Like I love those kind
Yeah,
of
unless it's something like that, then yeah, I would play that. But that fits into like kind of what I like is I like a game with a good story narrative. That's what I'm looking for, and that's like the third person action adventure. But what I was gonna say is like what I love horror games, man. Horror games are like where it's at. I love them. I'll find like I'd be downloading and buying like ones I've never even heard of just to try them out.
Dude,
Like,
Steam
I'd be
must
looking
have
'em
really
up,
opened
trying
up
to
your
find-
eyes. Steam's
Oh,
got
See,
a-
I look
Oh.
up articles on like top like games I never heard of or whatever. Like I try to
So
find
many
all
games
these
on
different horror
Steam.
games.
Wait till the Steam sale.
I do
you
the
can
same with
probably-
horror movies, bro. I go on Reddit and I just like look up horror movies I never heard of. That
Dude,
are
I just-
awesome.
I just go on either Amazon Prime or HBO, and I just pick one. Like I'm just like
Yeah.
that one. Like I barely read
Yeah.
into it. I just.
But I
click
mean,
it.
like a lot of the foreign ones I find that are really cool. Like you have to like find
yeah.
on the internet or look for on Amazon that like usually normally won't pop up if you
My-
look like horror up.
My favorite type of YouTube entertainment is like people who review like cult classic movies and movies and stuff like that. So that's where I find a lot of the movies I watch, where like
yeah.
stuff they look into. I'm like, oh, I'll watch that.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like I'm not a big horror person, but it's funny you say that, Alex. I kind of like the horror style YouTube channels. Where, like people talk about like the creepy shit, like the weird stuff, like
I like it too.
Like
unsolved mysteries, like
eerie-
real stuff, like Reddit
Yeah.
threads. I love that kind of stuff. It's
Yeah.
freaky, but I like it
Yeah.
because it's real. Or
Yeah.
not. I don't know. It could be made up, but
Me and Wyatt are definitely into the horror thing. I mean, him probably
Oh, I
even
love
more than
horror,
me,
man.
but I love horror too. Like
Yeah.
I watch horror all the time.
Like I like doesn't matter how cheesier it is or how old it is. I'll sit down and watch some horror movies.
Yeah, there's a different there's a different place for each of them. You know, like I watch horror movies that actually scare me, and then I watch
Yeah.
movies where I know it's not going to scare me, but I'm going to enjoy it anyways because I like the
Mhm.
effects and the blood and the gore.
Yeah, how cheesy it is or whatever.
yeah. Something
But
to
back
find.
on topic, yeah, horror games, anything like because we PlayStation fanboys, the Sony Interactive, anything they like, as soon as you see that name, you know it's going to be a good game.
It's like Dust. What's that from Dead Till Dawn?
like
stuff?
Uncharted,
Oh yeah,
Last of Us, fucking Ghost of Tsushima,
Spider-Man.
like, Spider-Man, like pretty much all the Sony exclusives. Like
God of
you know they're
War.
gonna be good,
PlayStation's
man.
got the best exclusives. I
Oh,
let's-
definitely.
yeah,
Let's
it's
say
not
that
even
right.
a contest.
Not even a contest. Not even close.
And now it's like
I
I'm on
don't
the
think I
final
can name an
mission.
Xbox exclusive. To be honest,
Oh, there's a couple of them.
There's a couple, but
I couldn't name them.
it's a misnomer because you can play them on Windows now too. But like
Yeah,
Gears of
well,
War, Forza,
Halo.
Halo, like
Is Sunset Overdrive an Xbox exclusive?
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's actually one I would want to play if I
that,
had
me
that.
too, man. That's one that like I would be most interested to play because it
Yeah.
looks just fun.
Looks interesting. You can just grind on like rails all over the city and just
It reminds me a lot of a game called Jet Set Radio from back in the day. I don't know if you ever seen that, but it was
Mixed
like
with,
very
like, Crackdown.
cartoony. Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it
But
looks like
like,
that.
yeah, you
mixed
just
with
run
Crackdown.
around tagging walls with spray paint and grinding on rails on rollerblades and shit. It was really
Yeah.
fun.
It was fun. Little cops chased you.
But like, I'm on the final mission of Ghost, and like, I think it's Ghost. I think it's game of the year, man, for me. Ghost of Tsushima. That exceeded my expectations from what Evan wanted to talk about too. It was
Yeah.
like I was already expecting it to be good, but like I was expecting it to be this good. Like, dude, wait until you get towards the end of that game. It's amazing.
I love it. too.
Last of Us 2 is though too, but Ghost is definitely better.
My only complaint, and why it said it gets harder the farther I get. My only complaint is like I just butcher people right now. There's no challenge to it. I'm just like, I got all of you.
Yeah.
And I think
mean-
it's coming. I think it's coming from. I did get really far in Sekiro, which is very like brutally demanding,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I'm almost kind of looking for that.
I mean, like
But-
it's pretty much comes down to like kind of like Fallen Order, where it's like if you get that timing down to parry, you're just gonna be mopping up.
Yeah.
But I mean, like as far as the story and
Oh no,
goes,
it's great.
Oh my god, dude! Like,
great.
whew, there's some heavy shit in that game.
The visuals, man. The visuals just have
Oh
me
yeah,
like,
gorgeous,
gorgeous.
gorgeous. I mean, even like Last of Us 2, like the visuals are gorgeous and the story's great, but like they're two different, like opposite ends. Like,
Yeah.
it's like two different kinds of stories and two different, way different settings. Oh yeah, amazing nonetheless.
So is that
Love it.
your exceeded expectations? Like that's the game you want to pick?
I mean that's the like most recent one that I can think of. I don't know, like I can't really think of a game that like.
Like you
Usually,
picked
if
it
I'm
up and you were
getting
like,
a game,
I might play
I
this.
know. Usually, if I'm buying a game, I know it's gonna be like quality. Like
Okay.
I usually don't go into a game, buy a game that I'm like, might be shitty, but Hey, I bought Colonial Marines before, and that was like the shittiest
Ugh.
game ever. And on launch day.
You got one on the opposite side of that question where it didn't live up to your expectations, like where you were disappointed with it. I think we might share the same one, but
Other than Colonial Marines?
yeah, where you bought it. I mean, if Colonial Marines wants to be it, that's a damn
Other
good
than
choice.
Colonial Marines? I can't think of it. Well, what were you gonna say that you think?
Breath of the Wild
Oh yeah, yeah,
didn't live up to either of our
definitely Breath of the Wild.
expectations.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah,
I put
didn't
I put a decent amount of hours into it too. I tried.
to just not
And I
like
was
it.
just like, no, I didn't. Had no need to go back to it. I just it felt like a chore.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm trying to think of a game that I got a few games that have like disappointed me where I like they
Yeah.
didn't live up to what I thought they'd be, but trying to think of
You
one
never
that
picked up a game that you were like, even if you thought like Wyatt said, like you knew this was going to be probably good, but not like
Yeah.
that good.
mine comes with a bit of a story, and I was much younger though.
That's fine.
So when I was a kid, and my mom bought me video games, I went to GameStop, and it was one of those like buy two get one free or whatever it was. And I bought my two games, and the deal with my mom was she'd buy them for me, but she wanted to pick a game out. My mom was not a video gamer; she just liked to watch. She would just pick a game that she wanted me to watch, and she picked up a little game. I don't know if you guys heard of it, called Kingdom Hearts. And I was like, "What?" I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, "I'm not gonna play this game." And like, I put that game in and was like, like blew my mind, dude. And like still to this day, I love Kingdom Hearts. Like that was
Yeah.
the last game, and I'm not a kid anymore, I guess, but that's just the last game I remember like playing it and then going to like school or work or whatever and just like thinking about it all day. Like I cannot wait till I get home and can play this game again. Like
Yeah.
I have to get it. I have to get it. By the time I played the first Kingdom Hearts, the second one was already like it was like a month away from coming out, and I cranked
Mhm.
through it so I could buy the second one. And like I remember my mom being mad at me because she was like, "I wanted to watch you play it," and I was like, "Yeah, whatever." Like, and I was just like cruising through this game. I loved Kingdom Hearts, and I mean that exceeded my expectations. Like back
Yeah.
then,
That sounded like, I mean, yeah, back then that sounds
back
good.
then. And I'll tell you the truth, the two games I bought, I don't even remember. Like whatever I bought that I didn't wanted, that my mom was like, "Here, buy this game too. It's got Disney characters in it." I was like, "Mom, I don't want to play this." I have no idea what those games were. None.
I think I care about Goofy.
Yeah, I don't really care. I don't want to play a game with Donald Duck. Started playing it, and I was like, "Ooh, this is good." I had a good one for a game that I didn't love, not Breath of the Wild, though. I can't think of it at the moment. Oh, no, I actually can think of it because of my background. Metal Gear Solid 5. I wanted to love it so much, man, and I did not like it. I couldn't get into it.
The thing I loved, the gameplay was damn near perfect. I loved everything about the gameplay and the look and the graphics, but like it wasn't finished. The story was meh. It wasn't like it's like people herald it as like one of the best PS4 games, and I'm like, nah, it's not. Like gameplay wise, it is, but not a story. It's not finished.
My thing is, and we just got talking about the genre you like. Like, not that I don't like an open world game, I really do.
Mhm.
And it shifted to an open world game where it was less. I prefer it more mission structured. You know, where it's like do this. Even Metal Gear Solid 2, which was quasi open world, you could pretty much go wherever you want. There's still like limitations. I feel like
I understand that there was a ton of shit to do.
Yeah, there's just a ton of shit to do, and I get lost in those open world games, and that's just my ADHD. I don't really have ADHD, but that's just my mind. Like, oh, there's a check here, and it's like a weave till you get to your your point you're supposed to go, and that turns me off of games real quick.
Metal Gear shouldn't be like Skyrim, where there's just never-ending quests to do.
Yeah,
some games are just better with that extra structure.
But the problem with it was like they were in the middle of making it, and that's when like Kojima and Konami got in their fight.
Yeah.
And then like he left and whatever, and there was supposed to be a whole nother act to the game, and they just like, nope, we're just gonna ship it how it is. So it just kind of ends. It just kind of ends. And then I'm like, what the fuck? That's the end? Like, what happened after that? And I'm like, we're never gonna know. Kojima Beast.
We own Metal Gear Solid and Kojima Beast, and that's the end of it. So that game really disappointed me.
Yeah.
And it's not like the open world's not interesting. Like it's just desert. I mean, I didn't get super far, and I mean, I played hours of it, but like
Yeah, there's a bunch of bases in it, but yeah, it is
yeah,
like a
but
bunch
like
of desert.
it's just desert. Where like The Witcher 3 is one of the best open world games. It's so dense. There's so many different shit. Like there's like even Skyrim. It's a lot of different environments. Where this was like, hey, you want to run around in the desert? No,
Yeah.
not super badly. I don't like.
Someone watching Jurassic Park.
You like sand?
No, Marissa
Yeah,
just is watching something.
I
real
hear
loud.
Jurassic Park. That's like the beginning of Jurassic Park.
Huh?
I know it. I've seen
Dude,
the movie
she is
enough.
watching Jurassic
I
Park.
know
Good
it. I've heard
fucking
it, and I'm
year,
like, that's the very beginning of Jurassic Park. I know it. I've seen it a million times.
How in the world? To me, that was
Wow.
just screeching.
man. Dude,
that
yeah,
was
I didn't know you guys could
nothing.
even hear it.
Nope.
That was
I heard
nothing.
everything.
Ear, man.
I
Good
know. I
ear.
knew what scene it was. I know.
Pictures just came to Wyatt's
Guessed
head.
it. Just
It did.
that.
Oh my
I knew.
God.
That's what he
How did
you- That was good. That was impressive.
impressive, man. We should
Bro.
play that game. I'm gonna get a bunch of like
Oh my
sound
God.
clips and I'm gonna play them and I'm gonna see.
Have
I think
Marissa
I could
play him
do
on the
it.
TV.
I think
I
I
think
might
I
be able
could
to
do
do it on some. I couldn't have got that though.
I would have.
Wow.
But yeah. What else? What were we talking about?
We're
Well,
talking about
Vernon
games-
and me didn't
Yeah.
give us
Games
Vernon,
that
what,
exceeded and didn't meet your expectations.
Yes.
Bernie, you got one?
For exceeded, probably would be Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That game was amazing. I didn't expect it to be anywhere near as deep and just like story driven as it was. It was just incredible to me. And then all the DLC was amazing too. It just got even deeper and deeper.
It really
Yeah,
was,
the whole-
wasn't it?
They added a whole nother like list of people for me to go after. Like the Cult of the Cosmos, the Ancients, the Order of the Ancients, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It was
That
just a
DLC
great.
was really good.
And definitely
But-
coming off of like Origins, which was also good, but like it felt more empty. Like I'm with you. That
Yeah.
exceeded my expectations too, where it was like it gave you something to care about. Like I
It
cared
was
to
crazy.
go to the next, to the next, to the next. It was the same basic gameplay, but there was just something pushing.
Upgraded.
Yeah, just something pushing me.
Right.
Yeah.
And then like something that like I hated when I spent my money on, I was so mad, and this is the same for all of us.
Oh,
What was
No
it?
Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky?
No Man's Sky.
Go back and try it again. It's good.
No,
Nope.
because I'm so
Nope.
mad. I'm so mad.
Stubbornness.
I had it chilling right here, and probably won't work because my goddamn
You
disk
know-
drive. Anyway.
I have mine
I-
over there.
We were
At the house.
so excited to play
So
that game.
excited. So
And-
excited.
It was
Trash.
sad.
It was empty. There was nothing to do.
There was a
nothing
big
else.
old like emerald dick sticking out of the ground. That was it.
Playing
it.
up this
Emeralds.
I'm just chopping rocks down. What the?
Taking
You said-
pictures.
You said it would take me 100,000 years to complete this game, and I beat it in like 2 days, 3 days. We got to get to the
People
center.
reach the center
Discover
in, like,
these
the
two
first
species that are on this whole planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
It was
kangaroo
disappointed.
and that kangaroo, and then this little lizard and that lizard, and like, there's no trees.
Man,
Where's
we
the
should, we should go back and give it one more try, dude. I'm
Nope.
telling you, it's super good.
I sold it.
I was like, nope.
No.
Evan, you should
I sent it
finish
back.
Red Dead Redemption
I
2.
know. I
I
That
didn't
is one of
finish it either.
Bro, you were missing out on a hell of a game. Like, that story is
I
like
still got 8 years to finish it
amazing.
until Cody comes back. So I'm
You'll
good.
cry man tears, bro.
That's another one where I just felt like even though the world was full of things to do, like it's not visually interesting to me. It's just
Really?
it's just
It's
a
not
desert,
visually
man.
The Wild
No, it's
West.
not. What are you talking about?
And again, I'm not hating
There's
the game. I know
mountains and
I know
fucking
it's
snow
considered-
and-
it's considered great. I feel like to get to like, and this is just my personal opinion. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm not sitting here saying like I didn't enjoy what I played.
know.
It was. It's just I hate in open world games where it takes 5 hours of nothing. And I know that's a hyperbole to get from point A to point B. Like I hate games like that. It's not even like that. It's like when you do missions and you're like galloping beside people and they're having conversations, and I'm like, I don't want to do this.
I
And
love that shit.
See,
Because like
it's
you just
funny.
getting more dialogue, more story and shit.
Yeah.
like to me,
just don't do it for me.
that's building the whole world, like all the little side pieces, and then it like
Oh, I
it builds
love
that open
Sure.
that picture.
A game
I
masterpiece. Love that game.
it is a game on my list that I want to go back and give. I'm not going to sit here and say I even gave it like. I mean, I gave it an honest effort, but we just kind of fell out of it.
I'm
Other
pretty
games
deep.
came out.
I think I'm at the end of chapter 3. I think I won't
Yeah.
say where I'm at because in case
I
Alex
don't
is.
remember how many chapters there are. It's a long game. You
There
remember
was a lot of
long ride.
fire. I'll just say that.
It's a long game. When you
Yeah.
think it's gonna end, there's even more to do. So.
That's yeah. I didn't,
Because there's an epilogue too. There's like
Oh,
a ton of chapters, and then there's a huge epilogue at the end. Yeah,
GTA
it's a-
5 had
that
an
was
epilogue.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Not
you
that
can
I
st-
can remember.
You can still go on.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, that's what they have. Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. So mine. So it's funny you say that, Wyatt, because because I can't say I've ever bought a game where I thought it was going to be bad. Like,
Mhm.
but or I always bought a game thinking it was going to be good. But so my game that exceeded my expectations was actually one that I didn't buy directly. So it was actually when I bought my PlayStation. I got it because it was like the only one at Best Buy, and it was the Destiny 1 version. I had no intentions of playing Destiny at all. Like, I got it because I wanted the PlayStation. I was going to play Call of Duty. But Destiny is what, like, started our Monday night squad nights.
It is.
If I
It
would have
is.
not played Destiny, like,
That is true.
like, I don't
We used to
know.
play it like every day.
You could say
And
it was
then
Destiny.
we were like, we can't play it every day anymore. We have shit to do. And then we had like
we got kids
make
and
sure we
family.
played
That
Monday.
game, to me, it was like the throwaway game that came with the PlayStation. Like, when you buy, they give you the free game. Like, that's what it was when I bought it. Because I had no clue. I didn't read up
Now
on it.
we're
I hear
hyped
about
for it.
But,
We played
Yeah,
the beta and everything.
We were
Mhm.
hyped for it.
man.
I bought the PlayStation on purpose for Destiny. Like,
yeah,
I
I'm
bought
so
the
glad I
Destiny
did.
PlayStation for
Like, I'm
Destiny.
I
so
remember
glad.
Vern bought me Destiny on lunch, like because I didn't have it because I like got a PS4, and then like I had a couple games, but like I remember like we were working, and then Vern comes back from lunch. He's like, "I got you Destiny." What? He's like, "Yeah, man, we need to play it."
We gotta play it
Wait,
together.
We gotta play it.
Squad.
Battlefield, we gotta play.
Like,
I
I
was like,
sunk so many
"What?"
hours into that game. Like, I think, I see, I'm not a trophy hunter on PlayStation, but I think that's the game I have the most trophies on. Like, percentage.
really? I have game 100%. I've got
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't gotten 100%. I haven't played a game that.
I have
I
Apex.
kind of a
100%.
I have
have a
Apex
kinda
100%.
I have like a similar story to yours. It was like I think it was like 2007 or something. It was whenever like, but I remember it was like right after my birthday, and like you get birthday money and shit. I remember going to the mall, and like I was looking for a game and shit, and the game that like just released after my birthday was the first BioShock,
Okay.
and I didn't
Oh.
know anything about it, and I was just like and like the dude at the store like recommended it, and I was like, okay, I'll try it out. And I remember taking it home, and I loved it.
Great
And
game.
like it was a great game.
Great game.
But I was like, I always think about like that was just like a random game like I picked up. I didn't know anything about. And
Yeah,
that's
just
probably
like
one of
with
the only
Kingdom Hearts
times I
Palette.
did that, where I just picked a random game I didn't know anything about. And yeah, I love that game. That
Yeah,
kind of
honestly,
story reminded me of
Destiny,
that.
I played to fill my time while, like, until Call of Duty Advanced Warfare came out, which sucked.
Which was garbage.
So
That's one of your expectations.
Yeah,
You thought
that's not it. Actually, so it's probably predictable what my least expectations was because No Man's Sky is obvious. I didn't want to pick that because fuck that game.
Fuck No Man's
So
Sky.
my-
To this day.
To this day,
you guys probably know what my like the one that didn't meet my expectations was Destiny 2.
Oh,
because-
yeah.
oh,
How hyped I was for Destiny 1. And I'm not saying it was like it played well,
It's fine.
but and you guys know like it went from Destiny 2, like it didn't go to Destiny 2. It went from like vanilla Destiny 2, which
yeah.
the first expansion did that in Destiny 1. Like
Yeah.
they removed like
They took
all
things
the
out,
improvements
yeah.
they made. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
what are you doing? And they removed the tower? Like come on. The tower was so fun.
Right.
Like
That
it's
was
just
the best part. I don't want to hang out. in
They
this
they even
shanty town.
like they were savage about it and destroyed the tower.
Yeah,
like, you
in
ain't
the
never gonna
opening of
do
the
that.
game, you know what? You
Was
like this
like-
tower so much, we're going to destroy it and send
And
you
if you
somewhere else.
played Destiny 1 on the same PlayStation and stuff, like under the same account, it was your character from the
Yeah.
previous game. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, it just.
Did us dirty.
I had fun with it. I don't want to say like I put my time in it, and I had.
Where's
we played a
Destiny 3?
It's not a
Yeah.
bad game, but it's
They're still
I
making
was
shit for
try
Destiny 2.
without seeing reviews because it just I can't. They how in the world you release a sequel to a game that had 3 expansions and one of them was huge. Like the
Mhm.
Taken King was amazing when we
It
got that.
was.
Yeah.
Like, but they completely stripped all of the improvements they made on it, and then you go back to this and you're like, what? Why did they even release this?
Right.
That
Just
to me,
felt like Destiny 1 to me.
yeah, like
Yeah.
that's like that was almost
It felt like another
insulting.
expansion.
You know,
I was
like I was
actually-
such a fan of this. Like I became a fan because of how much I loved the first game. And
Yeah, I actually was done playing Destiny by the time Taken King came out. I never played it with you guys.
oh man, you missed out. Taken King like took it to another level.
You
I-
did play
yeah.
fun.
I-
Out there.
I bought it because I always I'm down to buy whatever
I
squad
don't
I
think
came.
you ever unwrapped it, did you?
I never unwrapped it. I think it may still be on my shelf unwrapped, dude.
I'll
Like,
play it. I'll play Destiny
It's,
1.
I think it's still over there. Like, because I don't sell games anymore. Like, I bet you I could find it. I bet you it's somewhere over there.
I did think of a game finally, as you guys were talking, that I was disappointed upon its release, and it was going back to the 360 days, Halo 4. Whenever it was like
Oh.
343's first like Halo game, and I was like, nah,
I didn't hate
wasn't
it.
about it. It wasn't
Fine.
great. It definitely
It wasn't
didn't
Halo 3.
expectations. It wasn't Halo 3. It wasn't Reach either.
Ain't nothing
Wasn't-
Halo 3.
It wasn't Reach. Yeah. I feel you on that.
I wasn't about Halo 4.
I don't think a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
people were.
Yeah.
I
This
don't. I don't
enough.
think.
Go
I
ahead.
don't
That game
think-
made me buy a PlayStation.
What? I'll buy a PS4 now.
What the
Yeah.
hell is this?
343
I'm
should
out.
be by a
I'm out.
PlayStation.
I'm gonna go buy Destiny. I'm following Bungie.
Yeah. Yeah. See where my
Exactly
loyalty's
what
like? That's exactly what happened, bro.
And then Destiny
Pretty
was
much.
all right, and then it was like they fucked you over with Destiny 2 and shit.
Oh,
Bungie, no.
now CD Projekt Red has me. You know,
Yeah.
so
Oh, Cyberpunk is gonna be.
Ooh,
we'll
so
see what
good.
happens with Cyberpunk. Please be good. Please be good.
Oh, that's true. But it has Keanu Reeves, so
Yeah,
But
I know that doesn't help. But
please be
I
good.
mean,
I'm definitely
the-
buying that on PS5 though.
The Bill and
I-
Ted Accident
I'm excited.
Adventure commercials look weird. I don't know, like
Yeah, I'm not
seeing
like I don't
Keanu
know.
Reeves be who he is today. It's hard to like
It's weird seeing him like
switch him
that.
like
yeah.
back to dumb like that. I'm like, I don't know. I'll watch it because I do like Bill and Ted. I think they're good movies, but like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm into them yet.
Just make another John Wick, man.
Come
Come
on,
on.
another John Wick, man.
I know you're making like another Matrix movie, but come on, make
I
another
actually
John
like.
Wick.
You ever
Make
see that
like
movie?
7
with
more
him?
John Wicks.
You ever see that movie with him where the 2 girls come to his house and they like
Yeah,
flex-
knock knock.
Yeah, that's a good movie, man.
Yeah.
That's a like. I mean, it's not great or anything, but I liked it. Thought it was good.
Yeah, it was entertaining. They torture
it.
him and shit.
Yeah, they torture him and shit.
it
It is hard to
It's a
feel bad
good
for him.
movie.
I'm like, you did sleep with him, man. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they shouldn't murder you for it. That sucks. But like,
was free pizza.
it was fine.
Who's
oh,
that is a
man.
pretty good movie though.
Yeah.
I don't have any more as far as that goes.
Yeah.
You had something else you want to talk about video games, didn't you? Or is that it?
No, that was
No,
it. The
it's a
genre.
favorite
and
genre.
that was
What
it.
did Vern want to talk about?
Oh, I wanted to talk about some crazy stuff I saw this week. I don't know if you guys, you probably did see it. That explosion.
Yes, that's what
yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna say.
It was crazy. Like just like all the different angles I saw, and like there's.
It looked
Oh
like
my!
I was telling Brittany when I first saw it. It looked fake. Like it was
It-
that crazy
like a
of an
nuke.
explosion.
Yeah,
It looked like a stock explosion, but it was. I mean, obviously it was real, but it was
dude,
just
I
like
saw.
it like sucked that whole like part of the
Yeah.
city, and it was just like.
You
And
think
then,
it
video I
was
saw, it
fireworks
was like-
factory?
That's
Fireworks.
big for a fireworks
Firework.
factory, dude.
The one video I saw was like some dude
fireworks
in
don't
his
melt steel
apartment.
beams.
Fire. Bro, it was crazy though. Like it's
Yeah.
that's real life. This shit, like you said, it actually happened. This actually happened.
Oh my god.
There's so many different
We need to make a
videos.
t-shirt that says that fireworks don't melt steel beams.
Dude, I
That's
didn't do
gonna be
any
like one of the like our first t-shirts we make.
I didn't do any research into it. Is that what they're saying? It's a firework factory?
They said it was
That's
a
what-
firework, but yeah.
State
I-
the State Run News is saying it was a fireworks incident.
See,
That
in
is
my-
an
here's my
absolute.
thought.
That was a Kamehameha level explosion to be
Goku
fucking
fighting in there.
fireworks, dude. It
I
was
mean,
like
I know nothing about explosions, but
I don't
there's this,
either. I'm not like a
like I would
Vegeta
think a
training in the
firework-
in the chamber. Ah!
that was a hyperbolic time chamber, just like imploding.
it put a
Might have been.
crater in the ground, man. Like a huge crater.
Yeah.
Like to me, a firework explosion would be now. I guess if the whole building caught on fire at once and everything detonated at once.
Yeah, you think it would be like boom, 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 boom,
Yeah,
boom.
that's what I'm saying.
Like
Not
what-
one. Like
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
are they
Yo,
just
the-
keeping all the firework powder in just like one big vat in the center of the room? Like,
One
what are they doing?
spot,
Yeah,
like chilling.
Big sign: do not like touch or do not make.
No smoking. That's what the sign.
some parents
Just
like
no smoking.
Maybe that's the problem. They didn't have a sign that says no
Yeah.
smoking.
And boom.
Maybe they didn't have a no smoking.
it was the
sign.
guy
That's the
that broke
problem.
the toes. He was just
Oh.
It was the guy that broke the statue's toes.
I'm going on break.
So I
We
just
got-
did it.
The video I saw.
I mean, I'm
was
sure
wild.
there's deaths. Was there a lot of deaths?
There was like, which is crazy, but
There
like
was like
you
80
saw.
or something, but there was like
I saw-
thousands injured.
yeah, it was
but
like
that
3
were
plus
injured.
injured. Like it was
Well,
crazy.
rest in peace to everybody who died, and I hope everybody
Yeah.
who's injured heals
Oh,
up and
absolutely.
speedy recovery.
But
Yeah.
it
The
was
video I saw of it was like a dude in his apartment filming, and you see it like happen,
Yeah.
and then it wait a
Yeah.
couple seconds, and then his windows just shatter.
Shock.
Like it's wild.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, dude.
I was watching one where just a bunch of people. It was like a bunch of TikToks. Like people were filming TikToks during it.
different.
Yeah,
Right.
and it was just like a bunch of different angles of TikToks, dude. It
I
was
saw
crazy.
that.
A woman was like getting wedding pictures done, and it was like popped up in the background of one of her pictures, bro. Like she's in her
One of a
wedding dress and
Wedding
shit.
picture. One of a kind.
Like,
Yeah,
I saw
that's
that, like I was like, what?
That's crazy.
Dude,
yeah,
it's-
that was some crazy.
You guys see any other crazy stuff this week? Because that was the
That's on
crazy
my
thing
list,
I
Other
saw.
than that interview with, but we won't go into that.
Yeah, that was
That was crazy.
Yeah, we wanted to
Can't bring
bring
that up. I can't
We
even
won't
say
talk
about the money, but you can bring that up. No.
We didn't say the name. We just said the
Thou
interview.
would not be named.
just an interview.
I just said the
Just the
interview.
interview.
Right? It
I
could
saw
have been the
we saw
movie.
The
It
interview.
could have been anyone. It could have been
That's a good
anyone.
movie.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the interview's a good movie.
If you know, you know.
The interview wasn't.
If you know, you know. The
hate
interview.
us his anus.
It's the anus.
I didn't know that you meant like crazy like news stories.
Not
like,
man. Anything
The craziest
crazy
things
you
I've
see.
seen was Alex getting thrown on the top of a car by a undercover cop at a Paul McCartney concert.
Oh,
Okay.
That's one of the craziest things I saw because I was drinking with him, and then it just happened. I was, what is going on right now?
It escalated so quickly, man. So fucking quickly.
0 to 100 real fast. Lost the buzz because of it. Damn cops. I
This
don't even
dude-
think it was a regular cop. It was like Hershey police. But
No, I think he was a cop. I just don't think he was on duty. I just think he was there to see the Paul McCartney concert, just like picking on people.
he's like, hey,
All
I'm
right,
a-
bunch of bullies in Hershey.
respect me, man. I was like, dude, chill the fuck out. I mean, you guys all know me. Like, I have a super calm demeanor about me. I'm very easygoing. Like, do I look? And I'm built like a toothpick. Like, what are you afraid of, dude? Like, what are you throwing me on a
I
thread
just
for?
Alex got launched, bro.
Oh,
like
he,
he,
like, picked
wasn't
me up.
like slam. He like picked Alex up and slung him on. I was walking beside him with my beer, and I like this dude was on the other side of Alex, just like, hey, like talking to him. I couldn't really hear him too much. And then Alex is like, I don't gotta show you shit, man. And like he went like this, and then all of a sudden Alex is on top of a car, and I'm like, what is going on? Like,
Yeah, I'll just tell the story for anybody listening at this point. I know
Well-
you guys have heard it, but we're in Hershey and we're going to see a Paul McCartney concert, and we tailgate beforehand. We're getting drunk, we're of age. I think we're 23 at the moment, whatever it be. Like, I'm definitely of age, and we're, when you go into a concert, you just file into this funnel of fucking people.
It is. Hershey's crazy, especially if you're in the outlaw, like the
we weren't even
overflow lot.
on the we were in the field next to
we're still beside parked cars. Like, we're
You're
still
like
on the
cattle.
Yeah, we're just cattling forward, kind of moving, shuffling. Everybody's drinking. Everybody, like, we're talking to people in front of us. This dude comes up to me and he's wearing like an Under Armour like Fitbit shirt, and he's just like, "Hey man, you don't even look old enough to drink, and you don't even look old enough to see Paul McCartney." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, haha, just think he's some drunk guy fucking with me." And I'm like, "Haha, keep walking." And he's like, "Hey man, stop. How old are you?" And I was like, "I'm 23. Leave me alone." And I like kind of yank away from him. And I keep walking, again, thinking he's a drunk guy. And that's when, like Wyatt said, he like kind of grabbed me. He's like, and then he said to me, like, "Give me your ID." Again, just thinking this is a drunk dude. I'm just like, man, fuck you. Get off of me. Like, I don't have to show you shit. Like, don't touch me anymore. And that's when, dude, he just like grabbed me,
hurled you, bro,
threw me on this
off
Prius.
your feet, like Jazzy Jeff, like throwing Jazzy Jeff out the crib.
I didn't spill my beer either. I'm holding my beer.
No, he did. He's holding it.
Like, dude, the cop just blew it up like way out of proportion. And like Wyatt, who's got my back, he's just like, "Man, what the fuck," is like screaming at this guy. And this guy's like, "When I asked you to give me your ID," and I'm just like, "Do you tell your kids to just give their fucking identities to everybody who asks them on the street? Like, you're a stranger to me. You have no identification. You're dressed like a gym teacher. Like, I don't know who you are. Like, get away from me."
And then these two women cops come out of nowhere, bro.
Yeah, where were they?
Like, one was cool and the one was a cunt.
The other one was on. She was like, "You need to listen to him," and I was like, "I don't got to do shit. I'm not breaking any laws." And I'm not that type of person. And whoever is, I'm not like hating on this type of person. I'm just not that type of person who like makes it more difficult for police to do their job than it is to do their job. I'm not like, "Oh, you have to do this. I'm a civil servant." I'm not that kind.
Exactly. You are rights.
Sure, but I'm not somebody who breaks the law, so I don't care if a cop like talks to me, and whether it's a just law or not, we're not even gonna get into that. So like, but how he handled it in that situation just was like, I instantly switched to flip. Was like, "No, fuck you, dude. Like, if you're not going to show the same respect to me as a civilian, I'm not showing you nothing. You're a stranger to me. I'm not breaking a law. I'm of age. I'm in a concert where everybody's allowed to drink, and everybody is drinking. It's not like me and Wyatt are the only two people walking with beers,
You would have just came up and be like, "Hey, I'm with so-and-so."
Exactly.
Can I see how, like, I just want to make sure you're of age. Like, man, yeah, no problem, man. Here's your license.
If he came up and said, "I'm Hershey security guard who still has no right to ask me for my ID unless I'm buying beer," I still would have been like, "Oh man, no problem." The fucked up this thing, I didn't have my wallet on me. I mean, it was in the car.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I was like,
but it was just like one of those fucking short, muscly, bald dudes who got a fucking complex who thinks he's like running shit.
He's this
Fuck
big,
that guy,
dude.
man.
Fuck that guy. Oh, that was the most. That was the most. Like, it was just. Man, it was unjust. It was awful. Like.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit here and act like I know what any struggling, like, in the Black Lives Matter community is going through in the Black community, but like that's the closest I can relate to it personally. Where I'm just like, that's just like, if they're treating him even an ounce of how they treated that, and I know they are, like, that's awful. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, you mind your own business. I'm not doing anything. I'm here in public with my friend, minding my business. Mind your own. No right. And remember, I asked the security guard, I was like, "Hey man," because we were pissed. Me and Wyatt are walking. After it's all done, he lets me go. I didn't get in trouble for anything. And we're walking down, and I'm like, "Man, I should have got his badge number." Like, I'm pissed at this point. I'm heated. And Wyatt's like, yeah, you should have got his badge number. And we asked the security guard, we're like, "Hey, can we have the cops that are working here tonight? Can I, like, can we have a list of names so I can figure out who this is?" And the guy was like, "There's no cops working here. Like, it's just Hershey security."
Oh, no.
So like, this cop was literally just
chilling, like,
go see a Paul McCartney concert, dude. Like, what do you? He probably didn't even go see the Paul McCartney concert. He was probably just chilling in the parking lot.
He's just roughing up, like,
he just likes being a fucking bully,
dude.
Acting like he fucking runs the parking lot. Like, all right, man, you run this parking lot. You big cheese are out here.
I hope whoever owned that Prius, when they had the big Alex-sized dent on him. I hope they sued him. I know, but like, dude, he slammed
Like a
me.
cartoon imprint, just like your like lanky body on this hood.
You probably could have easily had a
You're so
case if
skinny,
you
your
wanted to
fucking ribs
escalate.
are probably indented.
Dude, I just wanted to see the Paul McCartney concert. I easily,
And it was
And
like
not
the
the-
greatest
yeah.
concert I've ever seen, bro.
oh yeah, I easily could have had a case, dude. This dude didn't have a badge on him. He didn't have any identification. Like he had none of that shit, dude. The only time we saw a badge is when those 2 girl cops came up to us and they
The real
pulled ba-
cops?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they had
they-
bad. They
weren't
had
dressed
cop like
cops,
badges
but
around
they-
their necks.
They pulled badges out from like under their shirts, and like
Yeah.
they have badges,
Like
man.
they're supposed to.
Like
I
they're
never saw that
supposed
dude's
to.
badge.
I never saw that dude's badge, dude. Like,
That was probably a piece of like construction paper.
I don't even know
anyway.
where those women were hiding. Like, were they just like behind a car, like watching their
oh no,
stake
here's
out?
Frank again. Just
Frank's
pulling
got
to make
him.
Sure.
Oh fuck! Frank's bothering kids again.
One cop was like, "Yeah, get him, Frank," and the other cop
That's
was
all
like,
it
"Oh,
was,
shit, I'm
Alex.
gonna
They had
Yeah.
to do the good cop, bad cop to like play it off just to get
That's why the
Frank out
lady
of
was
it.
like, "Calm down, it'll be all right. Well, your friend will be okay. Don't worry." And I was like, "If you're taking him, you're taking me." That's what I told him. Is like, if you're taking him, you're taking me. This
Let's
is
say-
bullshit.
Let's say even if I was an underage kid drinking
You
on this
still don't
parking
do
lot, that's
Yeah.
still a ridiculous amount of force.
Take the
to be
fucking beer
throwing-
away and
Yeah.
enjoy your day.
To be
Whatever.
throwing a kid, even if you want to like take me, you know, like there's no need for that. I am not built like an MMA fighter, dude. I am not a threat, you know. Like chill out.
It was your height that
So-
intimidated him, man.
I remember
am give him that. Give
my
him that.
dad said back in the day, like this is back in like, oh god, it was probably 80s or 70s, I forget what. But he was like up in the mountains, like drinking with buddies and stuff, and a cop came up, and they had 2 cases of beer on him. Apparently, so they made him dump out the one case, and they took the other one. That was it. They didn't do anything else.
What?
They dumped out the one case. Like my dad thought they were gonna make him like dump it all out, and then the cops
Yeah.
took the other one and then just left him alone. Like that's how that would have been a better way to handle that. Like But- yeah, they didn't like rough them up or anything, and they were underage. So
yeah.
yeah, it just,
I mean, that's
you-
that's a crazy thing I saw. That was a crazy thing I saw.
That was a wild scenario, man. I mean, uncalled for, unjust, uncalled for. But I don't know. I don't know any. I mean, I've seen some crazy shit in my life.
yeah, I don't know if I've had like a craziest thing I've seen, like actually like, in general. I think Vernon, you probably meant this week, right?
Yeah.
Gotta be more specific.
Yeah. I was like,
I don't know
that's
what I
a
wrote
crazy
down. My
thing.
phone's way over there.
I don't know what. I don't know.
I gotta
Yeah,
think
I
about what
know.
happened this week.
Other than that explosion
Yeah, that explosion, like, yeah, and the interview.
in the interview.
What else
say-
happened this week?
It's
Great
not
news.
that crazy. It's a personal story. It happened this week, though. It was pretty funny, though.
It
I
was
mean, I don't
crazy.
know how crazy it is, but like this not employee, this coworker I have is like coming up to check a window for a customer. There's like a little chip in it, and like the customer's kind of like, "Oh, I want a new windshield. I want a new windshield." You know, like there's a little chip in it. We're trying to explain to her like, "No, we fill these. You know, that's how we fix these things." And the employee was just like, she's like, "You know how we test these?" She's like, "If we punch it and it doesn't crack, it's fine, you know." And you know, she's kind of giving it like her little like taps. She's
Oh
like,
no.
no, it was fine, man. It didn't work. And she's still going on. And this other employee was just like, "Doom, there, it's cracked. Have a good day." He's like, "We'll get you a new windshield." I was like, "All right, we'll get him a new windshield." I guess
Wow.
that's what'll happen today. Like he didn't do it. He didn't do it to be like a jerk, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he was just a little stronger than he expected. And he's just like, "Doom," just the whole windshield cracked up. I was like, "All right, well, let's get you a loaner and we'll move on with our lives," you know.
Wow.
Jeez. That's wild, though.
Yeah, it was funny.
Windshield with your fist.
Anybody else got any crazy headlines, any stories?
I feel like something did happen at work, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
The public, there's always something.
there's always something in the public. There's crazy people out there, man.
Always something.
Always crazy.
Always crazy people.
Always crazy.
Sometimes you gotta be in them. All right, but if you can't think of anything, we can move on. I think we kind of brushed on this, but you got your top cereal ranking in here, and I like that.
Yeah,
because
I remember us talking
Yeah,
about this the
I had
other
some
day.
top
I think we
cereal
just
rankings.
talked about our
I
top.
think it
like,
might have been Monday
favorite-
night, like a Monday night.
Yeah.
All right, so
maybe.
let's make it interesting. Top cereal mascot rankings. How about that?
Mascot rankings.
Yeah. Who's like? Let's rank
All
some
right.
mascots.
Number one, because it's also my favorite cereal right now, is the Honey Bunches of Oats lady.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Honey
no,
Oats lady.
no. She's
love
not
Honey
even
Bunches
better
of
than the Lucky Charms guy.
I don't like Lucky Charms.
Honey bunches of oats.
Number
lady.
one is Tony the Tiger.
Okay.
Just
He's
because
the captain.
he's a brand, like, you know what I mean, like, he's number one. Not even like
He's the
Frosted
total
Flakes
package, right?
cereal.
I don't know. The
I like
captain.
I like that dog and Cookie Crisp.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, if we're
Captain
in
Crunch.
all seriousness,
Captain Crunch is a boss, man.
Yeah, Tony is a tiger. He would.
Oh, we pit him
Captain
against
Crunch
each
will
other.
like pull out his musket and blast Tony the Tiger. But I guess
Maybe.
Tony the Tiger is like he's like a person, so
He's
like
just
he's
studying him up.
like
You gotta talk
so
to
he
him.
has like the brains of a human, and he stands up like a person. So like who knows?
He's got the claws and the teeth of a tiger.
Speed, yeah, against an
Yeah.
old ass captain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's super conscious.
But I feel like
He's a
Lucky Charms
god.
had some magical powers that he could like do.
I
Some
don't
shit.
like Lucky Charms. Not only the cereal, but the mascot or Tricks. Both
No,
irritating.
I'm
Get
not a
outta
big
here.
Tricks fan.
Chicks would definitely be outside the top 10.
Or Toucan
Does
Sam.
Fred Flintstone count with Fruity Pebbles?
Should have done. He's more of a
I'm
cereal
gonna-
mascot than it now.
I don't really like Fruity
What's
Pebbles that
wrong with
much.
the one you said, Alex?
What?
What did you just say?
He's
You
a-
said you didn't like someone.
Toucan Sam?
Yeah, what's wrong with Toucan Sam? That dude's like a staple of
I don't.
cereal.
He's just a
Like,
toucan.
I
What
don't
about
like.
Count Chocula?
Yeah,
Count Chocula, he's dope.
all of them. That whole little Transylvania ensemble. Boo Berries
the
and Boo
Boo Berries.
Frankenberry.
Yeah.
Frankenberry.
The Mummy.
That's a good one. That's a good
Toucan
one.
Sam to me, man. I don't like fruity cereals that much. So to me, I don't like Toucan Sam because he represents fruity cereals, and he's my least favorite fruity cereal. Like I'd rather have Tricks than that.
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel
Can't
like
get
Fruit
rid of it.
Loops is the one fruity cereal that I'd like go to. Like, I feel like it's least fruity. I don't know.
Fruity Pebbles is the one I'm gonna if I'm gonna eat fruity, but I'm gonna get Cocoa Pebbles over Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, I'd take Cocoa Pebbles over Fruity
About the
Pebbles.
little like Cheerios bee. He's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, I
yeah.
love Honey Nut Cheerios.
Cheerios.
Yeah,
Honey Nut Cheerios.
and it's great
Has
for
to be that
cholesterol.
shit.
He's always
Yeah.
just running around slapping honey on top of shit.
Yeah, but I put sugar on the Honey Nut Cheerios.
Even on Honey Nut, I'll do it on Cheerios. Honey Nut Cheerios, that's not. I won't do it on Honey
Put a
Nut.
little bit of sugar on it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is
I love
good.
Yeah.
This is delicious.
It's the best part about like Frosted Flakes, man. It's just all sugar,
Yeah.
almost. And then you drink the sugar milk at the end.
I know why it's out there for Frosted Flakes.
Do you remember that? Like, do
Taste
I
brand
love
too.
Frosted Flakes. Raisin
That-
Bran is really good too.
you remember that brown like monkey round thing that was the Honeycombs mascot for a while?
Honeycomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
remember
like a
Honeycombs.
rat
I
looking
remember
thing.
this.
Was he a bat? He was like a
I don't know.
little.
He was like a rat. It looked like I don't know.
I don't know what he was. He was like a little
If he's
brown
questionable,
bald
then
bear.
he's not in the top.
Yeah. It was like a ball of hair with a big face in the middle, and
Yeah.
just got on the side.
Tiger.
I think you guys
Really
need to give
top
Honey
tier,
Bunches of
probably,
Oats a try.
Top.
I don't-
I'm not saying Honey Bunch of Oats is a bad cereal.
Try the
I'm
vanilla one.
saying,
like
What about-
like
Mascot.
yeah,
That's what
like it's not a mascot, man. Like,
Well, okay, well, the
I don't care
original
about the Honey
question
Bunch of
was-
Oats lady.
Hey,
Yeah,
she
who-
represents those commercials, all right?
if the captain can't
Ain't
hang
nothing
with
without
Tony,
her.
then she can't hang with Tony.
Can't hang with
Yeah.
Tony.
And I like Captain.
Captain's number like
Yeah, but
close
she wouldn't
second.
be like
Tony,
like
Tony's
on the
up.
offense. She'd be trying to make friends with him. They'd
She,
trying to get
she's
cereal
the real number one on the low. Like mafia boss shit.
She runs
Tony's
the
She's
mascot.
running shit.
Tony's are
She
number
runs
two.
Serial Empire.
Uh-huh.
I think Trix is the rabbit's just a dick.
Yeah.
Like, just give him
Dude.
some cereal, dude, man.
Just look at this guy.
The kids are dicks. Yeah, because they
Yeah,
won't give them any
the
tricks.
kids are the dicks.
Oh, is it the other way around? Am I
Yeah,
misremembering?
the kids
Yeah,
are just trying to deprive him of cereal.
Yeah, Lucky Charms is
guy.
the dick.
He
He's the one.
steals-
Oh, is he the
He's-
one that don't ever give him?
They're always
Oh,
after
yeah.
me, Lucky Charms.
Where's
And
Magic?
she's always running away.
Those kids are hungry.
It's
It's
just
like-
oats.
I felt like
Lucky
every
Charms.
commercial was
Oats,
canon.
man.
I feel like every commercial they had was like canon back in the day because every new one was
Those
like
were cool.
a new place of like the same kids chasing him
There was
somewhere
a
else.
continuity.
He's like,
to
oh,
it.
where are they going to chase him next? And he's like, oh, they're always after me, Lucky Charms. Every every commercial.
Oh, shit, bro.
Always coming up with like ways to hide and shit during these commercials.
He's
Oh,
in
they
a-
found me.
God.
Snap, crackle, and pop.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Classic.
I mean, I've never been big on the cereal, but yeah.
I'm not a big Rice Krispie fan,
Classic.
but
There's three of them.
there's 3.
They have the element of
Oh,
Smack
the
'em
Pops
frog.
frog
Snap,
too.
crackle, and pop.
that
Pops
frog.
frog. I mean, he's not like top tier, but you know, he's up there.
Smack
I mean,
'em.
he's there.
Sugar
He's got a-
Smacks.
Sugar Smacks, he's got a Family Guy joke.
Yeah.
I think Snap, Crackle, and Pop do too.
I don't fuck with that.
Oh, fuck. Snack, crackle, and pop.
No, I fuck with Snap, Crackle, and Pop, but I don't fuck with that frog.
The Cookie Crisp had like an old, like a fat dog mascot.
A
back
while
in the
ago.
day.
Yeah, it used to.
They revamped him.
I don't like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch commercials with the little Cinnamon Toast. They're cute, but they like eat each other, and I'm like,
Oh,
that's, weird.
Yeah,
That's an implication
Don't
that's
think
really
that.
weird in this society.
Those things are weird. Like,
I get-
imagine that.
I get
Yeah.
the concept, but the execution's kind of creepy.
The
Like,
execution's
I
kinda
get it.
weird.
Like, they're so good they could eat themselves, but like, that's murder and cannibalism, and
There's some implications
That's
in
messed
this
up.
society, man.
The
like, yeah, hey, if people taste good, just eat them. You know,
Just do what you want.
yeah,
Hey, what? Oh,
just eat your neighbor.
It's what it is. Sorry, I'm sorry.
eat
I'm sorry.
cannibalism, eating your neighbors.
Sorry.
I'll allow it.
I,
I'll allow it.
Here's the thing. I bet you have all planned a zombie apocalypse way more than anybody's willing
I
to
have
admit.
planned this entire.
Definitely.
Sure. You guys want to go into that?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
I
Let's do it.
have. I'll start because I got a plan. So okay.
All right, well-
so I
Go ahead.
walk to work like every day. Like I'm guess my plan isn't like immediate action. My plan was like the apocalypse has already happened, and
You
like I
survived.
survived the initial wave somehow. I probably went to my dad's or Brittany's dad's and just loaded up on all the guns that are there. Brittany's parents though would be awful because it's down a hill on both sides, and you don't want that. You want to be up a hill. So
Yeah.
my dad's would actually be pretty good, but it's a trailer, so you know. Actually, my mom's is probably the best place. It's like on a hill. It's like, Bernie, you've been there, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, my mom's is probably one of the best places, and it's super remote. But anyway, that's probably where I go to start. But New Bloomfield is an interesting town. Like all the buildings are brick, so like the courthouse has like this giant like Overwatch area that you could set up like
Ooh,
I don't know,
yeah.
a scout or a sniper or something. The Mason Lodge, which that's a whole other topic. I don't know what the hell. But the building has no windows. It is a huge brick building with 0 windows. So
A
I've
lot
thought
of them
about,
are.
like, how you
the
like
one in
walk
Carlisle's like that too, I think.
like I remember like as I'm walking to work, like you know, if I was watching The Walking Dead or a zombie movie or something, I'm like, this is definitely gonna be this. Like the old
Mhm.
prison has bars on the window. Like this is where like the like hospital is. And like
I
Yeah.
mean, if you see New Bloomfield in the fall, it pretty much does look like a zombie apocalypse town. Like it
Yeah.
looks like all the leaves are like all over the place. It looks like a
but
a
it
town with
reminds
those
me
type of
of
movie.
like Woodbury in The Walking Dead. Like it was like a small little town that like but it could be fortified easily. Like there's entrances, you know, there's not really many ways in. So I don't know. I think it'd be
Man,
That's my
your-
ta- that's
my
my
That
plan.
jail being there is
So
huge.
New Bloomfield in the zombie apocalypse. That's my plan.
I would join it. I give that plan a good 8 out of 10. You have no
Alright.
you give no beginning, so I don't know how we're getting there, but
Yeah, it's pretty much just go to my mom's and hide.
hide until then.
My mom's in Landisburg and just hide.
You don't think anybody else will get there? Why wouldn't you go there first? Just like this
There's
is mine
like
now.
no
Get
that-
out.
Have you ever been there, Alex?
Not in it. I know what you're talking about. I know your mom, not your mom's.
My
I'm talking
mom's in
about
the middle of
the
nowhere.
court.
It is back like 2 giant back roads. Like the road that goes back there, it's a dead end. It goes up into like the Tuscarora Forest. It's
Well, we're all kind of blessed because none of us live near major cities, so we already get an advantage there.
Harrisburg and Carlisle are probably like
Yeah, but we don't live. We live in
Yeah.
the remote. Like a zombie to walk from Harrisburg to here that's a
I
fucking
think-
hike.
The problem would be people more than it would be
Oh yeah, well
zombies.
yes.
because there's so many
We're the
like,
Walking Dead.
gun-toting. Yeah, exactly. Like there's
Especially
a lot.
in fucking per kind
I'm
of
more scared of people than zombies around here. Honestly,
Oh yeah.
most
Anybody else?
definitely.
Anybody else got a plan?
I don't really have a plan.
I'll
You got
probably
a plan?
piggyback on Evan's
I have,
courthouse
like-
idea. That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. More or less, like I remember joking with Shane at work, like if anything happened, I'm going to Shane's crib because like he's got fortified down there. You know what I mean? But like I don't know, I don't really have a plan. Like I maybe just board up my windows and just hope for the best. You know?
Oh, no zombies come through.
all right.
Hope no zombies come through here.
I have an intermediate plan. I have a lifelong plan. I got it planned out, man. What I
I
think.
would say though, Vernon, I would get the hell out of there. Like,
Yeah, I would get that.
Yeah.
I
out
would
of
stay where you're at.
Going down with the shit, boys.
I'm good here. Let's see what happens. Ride it out.
Like someone riding out a hurricane.
Yeah, they won't leave. They
Turns
refuse.
into like the crazy guy on like the radios and stuff, and is like,
I'm still here.
You know, whatever happens.
"This is
you know,
all
hope
just a
I have-
ploy. This is all part of the plan."
Leave the government.
The crazy guy on the radio. Don't go to major cities. Don't
Stay
go
out
to the
here.
camps they
That's-
want you to go to.
That's what you'd have
That's-
to avoid.
I don't know why I just thought about like you said, don't go into major city. And that meme of that guy that's like, I'm gonna go to major city.
You know what? I'm gonna go to major
Someone will
cities.
do that.
Don't go to the quarantine points.
No, you don't want to do that either, man.
Yeah.
My
No.
my plan, my intermediate plan, if it like just broke out, would I mean, I guess when we're talking about breaking out, where it's just like it breaks out and there's millions of zombies, you know, like whatever,
Mhm.
you know, I would hide probably in my mom's barn for the beginning because there's just one ladder going up to the top of it, so I just feel like that'd be hard for zombies to climb, like
yeah.
a ladder. Like there's no stairs, there's nothing to get up to it. But
Can climb a ladder.
a zombie can't climb
Depends
a
on the
ladder.
zombie. Like it depends on the
That's a whole
the
different
type of zombie
conversation.
you're
We'll get into. Well, fuck it, let's do that, man. Would you rather a slow zombie that has the intelligence of like an 8-year-old, like
Mhm.
that's not like super intelligent. They're not gonna like make any military plans, but like like
Yeah.
they can open doors, they can climb ladders, they can do stuff like that. Or a fast zombie that is completely mindless, like is just like get, you know.
I would rather have the slow zombies.
No, fast one, because I feel like after a while, psychologically, the smarter zombies would be scarier.
They're just gonna get you eventually,
And
man.
they're gonna learn.
Yeah, 8-year-olds
Like-
learn, man.
They learn, man.
but they're zombies. Are they gonna learn?
But that's what I'm
What do you
saying. Even an 8-year-old man is. I mean, I have an 8-year-old. Like
Yeah.
he could do things. He could
Yeah,
cook.
Kyrie's like sneaking up behind me, like They're like, how'd you get behind me? How'd you
Fast
like
zombie,
sitting
like,
here?
I'm assuming like a zombie that can run like as fast as you. Like not
Yeah,
like
Like
not faster. You're not like
not
it's like a
fast.
super
Not
zombie.
like a cheetah zombie, but like a zombie that can run at a reasonable speed. You know, like obviously if it's a bigger person, they run slower. But if you run into fucking LeBron James zombie, like he's gonna chase you down probably.
They're gonna die.
like you, just
Yeah.
looking at that shit.
Come on.
I guess it
Don't
depends.
do-
Usain Bolt zombie.
Usain Bolt zombie.
Smiling at you. while-
Oh my god!
It's like, man,
I
I
would
got a
say-
good 600
He's
feet
doing
on him.
hurdles while he's
I got-
chasing you.
just coming at you, closing the distance.
Jumping over cars and stuff.
Open at the
Oh
mouth.
my god.
I don't know. Like I'd say for like immediate breakout, I obviously want the slow ones, but
Yeah.
I guess if we're talking long term, I don't know. Can't I just have the Walking Dead ones that are both?
No, I
The ones that are stupid and also can't do anything.
want fast, and I want like
Alex wants a challenge in his apocalypse.
No, here's the thing, because I have a plan for the apocalypse, and it's if you survive the first wave. Obviously, I'm not some action hero that thinks I am, but like if you were,
Yeah, I got kids. I'm dead.
yeah, my next plan would be to go to like an aircraft carrier or something, somewhere where they couldn't like get you, and like you'd almost have to find a pilot or something that could fly a helicopter for like supplies and stuff.
Okay.
But
An
I would
island.
live. An island would be fine too. My only thing with the island is if they're dead, can they go underwater?
Just walk on the ocean floor.
I
or
think
something.
most zombies can't swim. I think
just
that's
float.
like
Like
But
eventually,
anything
just
just
like that
walk
bottle
over.
that floated up to the fucking.
they could
thing,
just
man.
make a zombie bridge.
They
like
eventually
in Game
just
of
get to
Thrones.
the.
They can make like a
Or,
zombie
like,
bridge.
Or if they're on boats, like if they are like they end up getting turned and they were on a
Like
boat and the boat just
yeah.
ends up coming upon your island or something.
You're gonna
I'm
have
sure.
that. You're gonna have that threat no
Yeah.
matter what.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
okay with the island idea, and I'm good there too. The aircraft carrier to me though is just like there's no like immediate way up to it, you know, like
See,
it's floating and it's
My-
mobile. So when I'm
That would probably be the best bet.
That
when
is-
I'm doing
yeah.
something, go,
What about
"Hey,
a nuclear submarine? Something that could just
are
go
you gonna
for
go under?"
A nuclear
Just
submarine.
nuke them all. Just
Mine's not offensive. Mine's more like it's like
No, I'm not trying. I'm thinking like long term. You're not gonna have to really like. You're just gonna be just chilling, you know.
you have to
Yeah.
get-
I guess I was thinking like I wasn't
got to
thinking
stock
like
up.
ideal scenario. I was thinking more like realistic, like something I could do. I'm not getting on an aircraft carrier.
we're going to
There's
air,
no
we're
way
gonna
out.
get to a boat. We're gonna go around and we're gonna look for even like not even
They're all
aircraft carrier.
gone by the time we
The
get
hardest the hardest part would be clearing out the aircraft carrier.
Yeah, but like if you could fly, and I think you would get enough sun that you could plant like a mildly okay garden. You know, like you could build like tiered where you could put dirt in it and stuff, and you could build
Mhm.
a garden. You know, it would work.
Yeah, I
golf
think, like,
balls
some
off
Learn how to
the.
fly a
area,
helicopter.
island idea, or aircraft carrier, anything like that. Like anything remote from,
Yeah, anything.
as long as
aircraft.
it's sustainable. That's the thing. You need to have because yeah, you can go in an aircraft carrier, but you're gonna run out of food eventually.
Yeah, that's what you need
Unless
to plan
you
and
grow it.
or get. You could boat back though. You could get like little boats and go back. You
You're
know,
gonna run
I
out
mean,
of gas eventually.
Helicopter.
you got
I
to
mean,
you got to
gas
get
runs out in like
One
a
of
year.
us
or
got to
two.
learn how to fly a helicopter.
Yeah, you got to get those things when you're out getting food, man.
Yeah.
But here I'm thinking, if you're in like an aircraft carrier or like a cruise liner or something where you've like all this space, so you could have like a lot of people, and like let's say we're in the eastern coast, like eventually I could just move down the eastern coast and like,
If someone's zombies, you just throw them overboard.
well, exactly. But my thing is like, it's to not go too deep into land. Like you could always just hit the.
Oh
super-
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You
don't
got
want
right
to
on the
go
coast, and you
out
could
to
just
sea.
yeah, you could just go along the like, dude. You could go the whole way down, fucking, and come back up. You know, like there's port towns all over the place. You know.
Exactly.
That you would never have
Don't
to
even need
get
a
too
port.
deep.
Just steer that bitch right into the sand.
Yeah,
You'll be
man,
good.
but you don't have to get too deep inland.
No
you don't.
one's gonna stop you.
You just won't be on water. Just water with nobody. Hitting
I
like
do
Vernon
remember
said,
reading
off.
some one time that if it actually did happen, a zombie apocalypse, that like you would pretty much only have to really survive like over the winter, because like they would freeze up and
Yeah.
after they're like thawing, they would decompose faster.
Yeah,
So they would
That's
pretty much just
interesting.
like fall apart.
I would not go south at all.
Yeah. So I mean,
Like-
we're in a great place if we can survive through a winter
Yeah, because then
or
after
two.
the winter, we're good.
But what if it does? Well, it's not gonna kill them.
It's supposed
They would just
to.
like fall apart. There would be no body. Like they would just
They'd freeze because
decompose.
there's no like
Yeah.
warm, yeah. Well, I guess they are warm blooded, but
But then when they thaw,
that's why
yeah. But
they-
when they thaw, like they're thawing slowly, so like it would like
you can just go up
quicken
and
the
stab them.
well that. But I think like it would just like decompose them faster
yeah, I guess. How
as they're
much?
thawing.
How much skin does a
Like all the
zombie
water
still
and shit.
need,
Like
you know?
I don't know.
We could go like whisper route and just like wear the zombies and become them. I mean,
I don't.
That's
like
always
that
an
route. I like
option.
that. I like the
Oh.
aircraft carrier
Yeah,
route.
I don't want to wear no zombies, man.
I don't want to wear a zombie. I don't want to go into a city.
Yeah. No. Mm-mm.
No, I'm not about that.
I would pick an aircraft carrier if I had. If
Or an
I
island.
knew,
Or a
if
cruise
someone was
ship.
like, "Hey, I got an aircraft carrier. Come on board," I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
Other
Well,
than that,
why
I
we-
like-
Maybe
That's
not
why I
that
told
naive.
Cody to go to the Navy, man. I told him a long
Why?
time ago.
Ooh, Cody's the
Why?
end.
was
Get
like,
him to
Cody,
learn how to fly a helicopter too.
how hard can
Cody
it
will come pick us up, take us to his aircraft carrier.
Cody needs
We'll
some
be
better
set.
eyes if he's going to be flying a helicopter, though.
do?
We'll
We
still
all
have the
need some
podcast
better
going in a
eyes.
zombie apocalypse. That'd be so stupid. No one would be watching. There'd be no internet.
Oh yeah, and everything was shut down eventually.
It would be like days, honestly.
You just keep
Yeah.
making podcasts and putting them over like ham radios for people to
And
hear.
we'll send him to Vernon in his little house, still doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm waiting all week for this.
I've been waiting all week for this. I'm
Talk
too far
about
inland. They
the
won't
old
come get me.
days. Society was normal.
Still
God.
talking about just like favorite cereal mascots.
Remember cereal,
Look at the
guys?
Remember cereal?
Remember cereal? Oh, remember milk?
Remember milk?
God.
Milk?
Dude,
Remember cows, man? Like cows used to be a thing.
Oh, that's another question. Do animals turn into zombies? Because I don't want that, man.
If
I would
if
assume
animals
so.
turn into zombies, I'm out.
Yeah, we're
I
done.
would
If
assume so.
if birds can be zombies and they can fly, I have nowhere safe to be. Nowhere.
Would they be hostile towards humans though? Like
If
towards
they're
us?
zombies, I'd say
Yeah, they want nourishment. They're hungry.
they'd eat each other probably. No, they wouldn't. They
I
don't
mean,
want each
they're
other.
not like birds aren't really meat eaters anyway, though.
You think vegetarian
Yeah.
zombies exist?
Yeah, but like a vegetarian. Yeah,
no, but I'm
vegetarians-
saying like, why would they like just go after humans?
'Cause
Like,
it's
why would they
some-
just change their whole like way of eating?
Some birds
Like,
are
I don't-
meat eaters, like vultures are. Like
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
capable
true.
of that diet.
Yeah, so I'd say you have to worry about vultures, hawks.
Yeah, man.
Eagles.
Eagle.
A
Could
zombie
you imagine a
eagle.
zombie eagle just like
Nope.
That
Coming
was
at
scary.
Nope.
That's too
carrying
much.
an American flag with like a dead face on it, just like
Just carrying a fucking Jolly Roger pirate fucking like the skull and crossbones.
This is the
Is
new
in its
America.
talons.
he just like tosses it
Nope.
and sticks you.
Nope. Nope, I'm out. I don't want to deal with this.
I don't want to deal with bird
I-
I
zombies.
don't want to deal with zombie
zombie-
birds, zombie bears.
eagles, zombie fish. That's a whole other
Ugh.
thing.
Then you
Zombie.
couldn't eat them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Probably
we'd
couldn't
all
drink
be
the water
vegetarian.
either.
If animals could be zombies, we'd all be. I mean,
Yeah.
unless you
Bears,
find uninfected
zombie
meat.
possums.
possums,
I think
zombie
possums
trash
are-
pandas. We'd have zombie raccoons still going through our trash. Man,
Yeah, because even out on the aircraft carrier, you gotta worry about them zombie seagulls and stuff.
zombie
and shit, man.
mosquitoes. We'd be
Oh.
done. We'd be
They would
done.
Drain all your blood. They don't stop.
Man,
I think you need a brain to be a zombie, like because you need to eat brains. Mosquitoes don't have brains. They're
They
like
don't?
exoskeletons, aren't they? Aren't all bugs just like Do any bugs have brains? I'm not a bug expert.
I don't
don't
know.
I thought they were all like I mean, I know they have a nervous system and stuff, but like, I don't think they have a brain.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe,
That's not-
but if
that's not
they're
what I-
zombies, they
really-
want brains. They don't need to have a brain to want.
Brains.
I think
They don't even know what
bugs-
brains are brains.
I think bugs run on like like it's all in their spine. Like they don't have like a brain, you know, like it's all in their like nervous system because they just act on complete.
Maybe they
instinct.
want spines then. They're gonna attack everyone
Spines.
with a spine.
Spines.
That's some Rick and Morty shit.
Spines. It's
Spinal.
Like yanking on your spine. Spinal.
Dude, I had at my job. You guys know I don't like praying mantises. Like I just don't like them. And I had to get in this car, and on the wheel is like sitting this praying mantis, and I'm like, oh, buddy, I'm not gonna move. I'm not gonna kill it. Like I'm not like that, but like I just don't want to
Go to
touch it.
jail. Someone sees
You know,
that shit.
they're not extinct anymore. It's not true.
It's illegal to kill praying mantises, Alex.
Yeah, fuck them praying mantises. But anyways, so I was like, I'm not gonna kill it, but I am gonna drive the fuck away, and it's on this wheel, and it'll just fall off hopefully, and nobody will hit it. You know, I drove the whole way around the lot. He was still on the wheel, dude. He's just like clinging to it. I was like, oh my god, man. That's why you don't
Just
fuck with
torment you,
praying
man.
mantises. You guys want a funny story why I'm
Delicious.
afraid of praying mantises? It has to tie back into movies too.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
don't
mo-
quite get this fear because they don't really do anything to you.
So
Yeah,
there
they're
is
pretty much harmless to you.
They are, and like I'm an adult man. I'm not like I'm not gonna touch them, but like
Yeah.
I just don't like them. I think they're creepy. But anyways, It stems from when I was a kid. I watched a movie called 9 Months with Hugh Grant. My mom was watching. It's about like pregnancy and stuff. It's got Hugh Grant in it and stuff. There's a scene where he's like sleeping and he has a nightmare because praying mantises eat their loved ones, and she rolls over and she's a giant praying mantis and she starts eating him. And like I was too young to see that scene, and not that my mom would know because it's like a rom-com about pregnancy, you know.
Yeah.
But like that just like terrified me. I wasn't expecting. I was just like, like, what the hell just happened, dude?
Nope, like that.
Mommy, what are you watching?
I just have this subconscious in my brain. I do not like praying mantises. I just don't like them. I think they're creepy. I think they're gross looking. Gross. But that's where it stems from. My mom scarred me.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
So don't watch
We
9
learned
Months.
something. Don't watch 9 Months.
You don't like
Just-
praying mantises.
'Cause
Honestly,
of
the
a
only
poop-
bug I don't like are wasps. I can mess with all of them,
Oh,
but
fuck
wasps,
spiders, man.
yellow jackets, man.
I don't really
Hey,
fuck with any bugs, to be honest with
Any
you. But
bugs,
like,
really.
I
I
don't
don't
mind
have to.
them. Like as long as they're not aggressive. Like even spiders, as long as they're not like, as long as you're not messing
don't-
with them, they're not gonna bite you.
I don't fuck
But-
with spiders.
praying mantises just freak me out to like the core of it. Like I think they look disgusting. I think they're proportioned weird. I think like their buggy ass eyes are awful.
You're
Like
afraid
I
to
don't
watch Space Ghost Coast to Coast because of Zorak or whatever.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, anyway.
Or-
He's like, yeah. Mine- He's a
There's
giant
a-
brain mantis.
There's a terrible, terrible Dracula movie. It's called Dracula 3D, and there's a scene where he turns into a dry praying mantis and he stabs the dude. Why does anything to do with Dracula? I don't know, but
I didn't know
but
they could
it's-
turn into praying mantises.
I guess it's a Dracula power, man. But it's a
I know they can
terrible
turn into the wolves or dogs sometimes, but I didn't know they can do that.
praying mantises. But I'm not really. I'm afraid of pretty much. I'm not afraid, but like bugs startle me.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'd say like a startle. Anything that buzzes startles me.
oh, it doesn't need the buzz.
Yeah.
I moved my couch and
Sense.
one of those like 1,000-leggers was underneath it. And I was like, oh shit! And I like
Yeah.
jumped up like a girl. Like
Oh,
like it
eek.
just scared me. And I wasn't in shoes or I'd have stepped on it, but like stepping on my bare feet, I don't want to crawl near my bare feet. So I was
I'll
like,
kill a spider with my bare feet. I don't like to, but if it came to it, I would.
you would squish a
No.
spider with your bare feet, like
I
step
would
on it
grab a,
If it
I
was
would
life
grab
or
a
death,
shoe
like if
and
it was
smack
going
it.
towards something.
with your
I'd do
bare
it.
feet. What do you mean
Okay.
life?
It's gonna be squished. It ain't gonna bite me.
You're gonna get stuff on your foot. Gross. That's even grosser.
I don't want
mean-
to. I don't want stuff guts on my foot.
Oh my god, it's my foot, man.
I mean, I've killed bugs with my bare hands. I mean, it happens. I mean,
I've killed like gnats and like shit with my bare.
yeah.
A
Sometimes
lot of
like
things that
you
I've
just
done.
got a bug. Sometimes
Yeah.
there's not a fly swatter nearby. You just gotta squish it.
Evan's like catching flies out of air.
I've done that. I swear to God.
Oh,
Oh, when
karate master over here.
there was a moment
I-
I did that. It was at work, and I was talking to someone. There's a fly buzzing around. I just went like that, just because it was like bothering me, and I caught it. It was like the most
Wow.
badass moment of my life.
Sound like
Catch-
Vern. He can catch arrows out of the air. Did you know that?
Oh yeah,
Arrows?
You shoot.
Yeah.
You shoot an arrow. You can snatch it out of the air, bro.
That's gonna
Ugh.
be when
That's
Vernon
that's spooky.
when
Vernon
Vernon
said he
comes
can
on
do
the
it.
podcast or on the tap that. That's our one-off episode, Vernon. I'm gonna shoot arrows at you.
I'm gonna catch him.
Yeah, put a beer bottle on his head, and he's got to catch him without spilling the beer.
Easy.
But just before you know, I could only
Crap.
find live
Straight
arrows.
face.
Like I couldn't find any with like marshmallows on top or anything. So I really hope you catch this, man.
He also has a crossbow.
Easy. Easy.
Yeah, we've talked about this. Me and Vernon talked about this. Like I'm not shooting him with like a
Talked
children's
about this a
bow
bunch
arrow.
of times.
He said with like a compound bow, like I could shoot at him and he's gonna catch this
Okay.
arrow out of there. And I'm just like, no.
Like it's gonna take
No-
Alex two
no
times to
problem.
pull that thing back because it is like so heavy. Right?
I'm gonna be like,
Vern's gonna
we're
be
gonna
like,
do that. We're gonna do that's gonna be our fun episode on the episode of Tap That. I'm gonna let you do it sober, and then I'm gonna get you drunk guessing beers. And I'm gonna let you do it again drunk. See
and
if it
you'll
helps.
put on like
Both
the razor
times.
blade arrow tips, and then
both times.
No, what I want to do is I want to dip
Snatch.
like
oh yeah,
something in chalk or something. Because when he does miss it, I want it to like pat his ass like and just be like on his chest. I don't want to kill him, but like definitely want people to know like he missed.
It's not gonna happen. I'm gonna catch it, bro.
Just
I'm
like a
going
big
to
old
Oh,
catch it.
where does this?
Easy.
Where did your arrow catching experiences
Confidence
come from?
Like when I was a young kid, like I have a very similar upbringing like Jerry Rice. I used to catch bricks, all the time. So I mean, that's just what contributed to my arrow catching ability. They've never seen it in action because we haven't had to use it, but it is what it is.
We've never been near any bricks.
We've never been
shot
attacked by arrows.
If he ever
Okay,
has
I
to do
gotcha.
it, he can do it.
Yeah, if like same like if I need to do a backflip, I can do a backflip. Just like Matt. So like,
I mean,
It's all mind over matter. If you can.
It's all minor or matter, man. If you think it, you can do it.
exactly,
Simple as that.
exactly.
I think that applies to an extent.
Just go for it.
That's
Vern
100%.
told me he
60% of the
levitated,
time
like,
it works
an inch
every
off
time.
the ground before just by thinking about it, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I wish I could levitate. I believed him because he said he could catch arrows. His credibility's
my-
pretty high.
Yeah, dude, I don't think
He
my
says
friends are
he could do
lying.
all
Vernon's
these
a pretty
things.
good dude, man.
He's a pretty
Oh,
good.
yeah.
I believe
He's a
him.
pretty
I
good
don't think he
dude.
would
I
lie to
believe
me. And he said he levitated like an inch off the floor, and like I
Nothing-
strive to be that great someday.
Oh, look at him! Look at him go!
Nothing
Look at him
too
go!
impressive.
Oh my god! Look at
Yeah,
this.
nothing too impressive, dude. Just an inch.
He
Like,
just
he's not
did
there.
it.
It was just an inch.
Yeah, I can't do that again for at least another 5
How-
years. I
not
can't do
flying.
that again for at least another 5 years. You missed
Probably
it.
be
You
flying
missed it.
till he's like 60 or 70.
Shit. We'll see.
Like Haley's comet.
Yeah.
Oh, it comes around like
Take it like an inch at a time.
I'll be honest with you, Vernon. You're consider you one of my best friends, but I cannot wait to shoot you with an arrow.
Yeah, I can't catch no fucking arrow.
You got to try now. We've made it public.
yeah. Anyway,
Fuck
you
it.
gotta
I'll
admit,
try it.
you
I'll-
picked the wrong time to back
Yeah,
down.
dude. I'll
Shoot
put
an
it.
arrow at me as we're flying out of an airplane, like falling out of an airplane.
Sure.
Listen, we'll get like a cushy like ball
Like a-
arrow.
It'll
But
be like,
we'll put it in a compound bow. That
They
way
got
it's going
training
the
bows. They
velocity
still
as a
shoot pretty
regular bow.
fast.
and I'll see it coming, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be heavy,
That
man.
way it's going as fast as a regular bow, but it's still cushy. So
Hold up.
like, squishy. So like
Here's, don't Google
just
it, Evan.
put,
Don't
like,
ruin it.
No,
Put
I'm
a
just
ton
I
of,
just
like,
want to
red
know
paint
fact.
on it.
I don't
won't
want to
say
know
it.
if it's possible.
No, I'm not. I don't want to say it was possible. How?
Here's my. If we use a wooden arrow, I imagine when you do catch this thing, it's gonna give you so many goddamn splinters, and I imagine a metal one will be too slippery to like get through.
The
have
grass.
gloves on.
Unless you gloves.
Evan's got some information. Could he catch it?
What?
Tell me the speed.
I
Let me-
mean,
It's possible.
It's definitely
If he's
possible. I've seen
far enough
videos on
away.
YouTube of it. It's definitely possible.
can you move 200 miles per hour?
Yeah.
guess it depends
on
how
my
far.
best days.
Then
Listen,
we're good.
Yeah.
Then we're good.
Are we
We'll
talking
start.
about me, or are we talking about my reflexes?
Yeah, we'll start out with you 10
We're just
meters
thinking,
away.
all he's got to do is
My
hold his hand
abilities.
out and then just close it. Like all he's got to do is just grab it.
But I
He doesn't like have to do the full extension. He already has his hand out. So just
Do you know like?
I don't think I'm doing that at like 10
Do
miles
you
an
know
hour.
how impressive
It's
it
not
is?
me.
mental
Yeah, it's instinct, man.
instinct.
But do you know how impressive it is for like baseball players to be able to hit baseballs at 100 miles an hour? Like they have like a 0.1 second like split second to make that decision, and they're only throwing 100 at like 110. What's the fastest pitch? 110, 115 maybe. I don't know what the fastest pitch is, but like he's like, I'll double it. I'll catch it. I don't gotta hit it with a bat.
He's like, I'll hit it and I'll catch it. I'll hit it and then I'll
Oh.
catch it.
If you could hit it with a bat, that would be super cool too. I think I saw one of our neighbors try to do it with a
Gotta
paintball.
hit an
one time.
arrow. Oh, if he could catch it, he can definitely hit it. I believe. If he
This
can
is so
catch an arrow,
ridiculous.
bro, he can totally crack an arrow out of the park with a bat.
He is gonna be covered in chalk.
Listen,
Vernon, could you slice an arrow in half
can do it.
horizontally with a sword while it's
Oh,
flying through
that
the air?
he can
Sure.
do that with his eyes, bro. Stare at the arrow and it just splits as it goes by.
It just turns around.
This man
This
is
is-
the pinnacle of
This
awesomeness.
is definitely a video.
Do whatever you come up with, man.
Not only are we making it, I'm gonna try to catch an arrow too. I want to know.
I kind of want to try it too.
I kind of want to try to catch an arrow.
I'll stay
I'm
back
fine.
behind the camera.
I kind of want
I'll
to.
Guys,
shoot the arrows.
You guys know me, and I buy whatever I think of. I will own a bow and arrow in the next 2 weeks. I'm just letting you know.
I can get us
Like,
one.
man, like
My
people
dad's
come
got a
up like, Yo,
crossbow.
Alex, I didn't know you were a hunter. Like,
No.
nah, do that just so we can try to catch arrows.
I just want to shoot it at my buddy Vern.
I can borrow a crossbow if you guys want one.
Do you think they'll sell me a bow and arrow in Walmart when they're like talking to me about hunting? I'm like, no, I'm going to shoot Vernon with it. Who?
No,
I'm shooting my
can I-
friend with it. Like,
Can I
what?
return this after I'm done? Because I'm not hunting with it. Can I just lease this for like a couple hours?
What's your plan with it? I'm going to shoot a dude named Vernon. We have a podcast together. What?
Can you
He's
point me
gonna
to where
catch
your
it. No,
bleach
he's
is?
not gonna hit him. He's gonna catch it. No, don't worry.
Don't worry about it.
He's
That's
gonna
some
catch it. Nobody's gonna
sicko.
get hurt. Don't worry. You
That's
think
some
I'm
sicko,
crazy?
man. I'm not just going to shoot this dude.
Think I'm crazy?
God.
Oh my gosh, dude.
All right. Well, I think we'll end on that.
Yeah, let's just end on shooting Vernon in the chest with an arrow.
Malcolm gets shot. He's gonna catch it.
That is definitely a
told
video we will be making. I make
doubt
that
him.
promise right now.
Now fuels
I'll-
fuels the
Vernon,
fire.
If you catch the arrow, I will bow down to you. I will
Dude,
I'll
literally.
be waiting.
I'm sure
I'll do
Dude
it.
Perfect stunt, man.
I'll be there
waiting.
saying I told her so.
So
I told her. I knew he could do it.
I'll be waiting.
a liar, man.
I'm
He's
not
like,
saying
"Well,
you
I
can't
do."
do it. I'm not saying you can't.
I hope he does. I'm
I hope he
honestly
does.
saying he hope he
Dude,
does. I just want to be the one to shoot him a few times before he does. Like,
Alex just wants to get the practice shots in.
yeah, man. I haven't shot a bow and arrow since I was probably 15 years old.
Oh
I think
yeah,
it-
they're so inaccurate.
I think I can hit you in the chest.
Listen, we're not
Um,
trying to shoot him.
I'm not. But I have to aim at his chest so he can
I
catch
mean,
it.
you don't have to aim at him for him to catch it. You just,
Yeah.
like,
Chase the arrow down.
bro, you
Listen,
don't
when
aim
you throw
just
a
right
football,
beside him.
you aim-
Like,
like
if you
right
aim right
beside him.
here, he just catches it. Like, you don't have to aim it at him. Like, you aim it right beside him. You just,
No, Alex
No.
wants him to ultra instinct out of the way.
I
Grab
think
the
you're trying to
arrow.
kill him now,
And
Alex. I
flat
don't know.
in front
You're
of his
trying
face.
to make me.
Catch this arrow, dude. Just like,
That
like,
would
collapse.
yes, I feel like
But-
yeah, both hit.
And I'm gonna have him a GoPro on his head so I can see it. Like, wha-cha! That's what I want.
What a
Have one
tiny
on the
GoPro
arrow,
on
too.
the arrow. Yeah, in the arrow.
No way, dude. If you get hit, like, I think with the like marshmallow with chalk, like it'll not feel great, but like it'll be fine. With a GoPro on it, I think it'll hurt a lot if he gets hit by
Not if he
it.
catches it.
Just imagine like a GoPro on an air, just like
A lot of
cracking.
hits and butts, but I think you can do it.
I think you can do it.
Okay.
All right.
I put 5 bones on it.
Next week we're gonna talk about the impossible tasks we all think we can do.
It's not
week's music
impossible. I saw a
We're gonna
YouTube
do-
video
We're
about
gonna
it.
do a bunch of music.
We
We'll end it
are.
on impossible.
Yes.
So,
Next
I think
week is
next week
music
is
episode.
gonna be music, and that's gonna tie in very well with that. You can find us on Spotify with your music. We'll talk about the best music on Spotify. I guess all music's on Spotify.
Thanks, music. I have a couple things planned. I know you have some things planned. Evan
I have
does
a big
too.
one planned. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of us know about what
None
Evan
of us?
has cooked up. So it's a surprise.
Where's
Got
Evan? Where's your
something
super
up.
secret surprise, Evan?
I told you it's next week. It's music related. So yeah.
This is a long wait, man.
No,
All right.
I told you. I'll tell you then.
All right. We'll get to
Stay
it.
on the
but-
call after. But I'll tell you then. All
No,
right.
I don't want to know. Super secret.
Okay. Fine. Then
Yeah. Well,
All right.
check us out on Spotify and
Spotify.
YouTube.
Check
Like
out
and
the clips.
subscribe.
Check out Squad Pod Sports.
Yeah.
should be-
Oh yeah. We
That should be uploaded by now. By the time this is up.
Yeah.
So.
super excited for that. I'm super excited to join you guys on that. Squad
Yeah, man.
Pod Sports. But definitely check that out. Check us out on Spotify. Check us out on all of our other Big Money Nation and Tap That, all that stuff. And
Yeah, man.
as always, thanks for watching, listening, whatever you're doing, and join us next week.
See you next week.
Peace. See ya.